All right, all right. It is the weekend. Finally, Friday. Finally. I've been waiting for Friday just like you guys have, and I don't even work in the States. I'm just glad that it's actually Friday and we get a chance to have the day of drink in hand. Get a chance to enjoy it with you guys. I'm glad that you guys have made it here to the live stream. My name is Andre of Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders, where we try to show you how to find love across borders, or at least fall in love with the borders that you cross. So we're going to get started in a minute with our topic today. Today, we're going to be talking about our passport brothers and sisters, including sisters. Are we actually going over to other countries stealing these women as if we're Vikings, as if we're cavemen, as if we're going to another village and we're pillaging the women in South America and Southeast Asia? Are we pillaging? Are you mean actually going? Y'all doing something that I don't know about? You guys have been pillaging behind my back, because according to a lot of these individuals, we are pillaging the women in these other countries. Shout out to Javier. We're actually going to other countries and we're stealing these men and women, and they fighting us off with pitchforks and axes. But our money is too long and the women are falling for us. We're going to hear from our girl today, Danica Marie. She's a YouTuber. She started on Facebook. That's my girl. I support her channel and all that she does. I follow her when she was just 60,000 subscribers, 50,000, 40,000 subscribers. And watch her go all the way up to 120,000 subscribers on her channel. And this week, she talks about this topic in regards to brothers getting their passports. She said, I didn't know. I didn't know. And Danica said, listen, I can't believe this brother's actually serious about this. This is not a game to them. Because, you know, she gets about good 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, 700, 1,000 people watching her live streams every time she goes live. And for her to get 2, 3, 400 guys in the live stream telling them that either they no longer live in the United States, which she didn't know some of her most faithful followers, or guys that were in her comment section saying, yeah, I got my passport. I've been to so-and-so so many times. I'm watching you live from DR. She didn't even know all this was taking place, that black men were done. Shout out to my sisters out there. Done. Black men were, she didn't know. Danica, like, I'm sitting up here this whole time trying to convince black men to do the right thing, black women to do the right thing. And the whole time, brothers been going to the post office getting passports. So one of the things that they are doing to counteract that, not Danica, but some haters, they're saying that, well, those guys will come running back to the United States because the men in those countries won't allow us to have their women. Not knowing that maybe in Brazil and certain major cities in Brazil, just like in other places, there are 15 women to every man. I know it's 11 here in Cali, Colombia, for every man, whether it's us, whether it be the school teacher down the street, whether it be the mechanic, 11 women. I don't think the men in these other countries give a damn about what we are doing with our share of the 11 compared to their share of the 11. If they get their 11 women, they're happy. We got our 11 women, we're happy. I have yet to see a man, for the most part, get into a scuffle, a fisticuffs, if you would, with another man from his home country, because that man came and took the women away. Now, I've heard of guys getting in arguments over a woman, but not because we're getting off of planes and all of the women. Once again, I've heard of situations where guys were going off into the barrios, dating some broke dude's chick, you coming with your U.S. money. Oh, shoot, there we go. Is this the coconut?
Yeah.
What? That's love right there. Y'all don't know nothing about this. That. Thank you, babe.
That's love right there.
That's love. Ooh, I see you. This right here is my favorite drink. It is coconut lemonade. If you guys have never had A lot of you have never had coconut lemonade. You can't even get this in Medellin. You can only get coconut lemonade in certain cities in Colombia. So tonight, I'm doing coconut lemonade. I don't know what your drink in hand is, but I got mine. I'm drinking a coconut lemonade. I didn't put any liquor. I didn't ask her to even put any liquor off into this. I could have said put a little bit of liquor in there, but today I'm just going to enjoy the coconut lemonade. Oh, I'm parched for some reason. That's so damn good. I mean, the first time I tasted this, man, it was like crack. I was like, can I get another hit? I mean, like if you took lemonade and coconut, and it looks like it looks like almost like a milk, but it's not. Oh man. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all drinking, because y'all know what I'm drinking. All right, but before we go any further and we get off into the conversation, listen to what our sister Danica has to say. We're just going to do a review. That's what tonight is about, because a lot of individuals actually think that we're going to these countries and we have to steal these women. We've got to coerce these women. These women, there is no way. They're saying this. There is, shout out to Bruce with the water, agua. Somebody's got to have it. That's usually me throughout the week. They're saying that there is no way women in Brazil could fall in love with black men. The same black men that they want to fall in love with in the States, they say no other women in any parts of the world can fall. Women in India cannot fall in love with you. It's got to be the money. Women in South Africa or Southeast Asia, there is no way in hell this man can make her zoom, 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 zoom. These women are saying there is no way in hell that these women in Korea, or these women in Vietnam, or these women in Cambodia, or these women in Colombia, or in the islands in DR, there is no way in hell that somebody can love you other than us, ladies in the United States. Here's the kicker. But these are the ladies in the United States that don't give a damn about you. They don't even want you. They want Pookie and Ray Ray. They don't even care. If all of us went back to the United States, gave up our passports, which is crazy talk. If all of us went back to the United States and gave up our passports right now, you know what would happen? Them same heifers that's kicking and screaming about you going to Brazil, about you going to Colombia, about you going to zooming to Thailand. Those are the same women that wouldn't give you a kiss on the cheek. They wouldn't give you a church sister hug with the shoulder. So now they want to sit up here and have their little 2 cents about what we're doing. But before we go any further, because you know how I can ramble, and I want to get off into this conversation with our sister Danica Marie in regards to doing she's not the guest. We're just going to do a review of her video that she did on the Passport Bros. It was very respectful. It was very encouraging. Let's get ready to get started with the shout outs. We got my man Black in the building. He says, did any of y'all see the McElroy? The malarkey at the end of the Austin? No, last night? No, I didn't see that. I didn't stay around that long. Can we add scary Negroes to the see? I'm gonna say something. I know that Austin's audience is younger, younger brothers. I know Austin is only taking 1 or 2 trips out of the country towards Brazil, and I know that group of brothers, they're going through their growing pains on YouTube in front of everybody. So a lot of people don't. You have to realize the brother's just 23, and his audience is right around that age. Also, did you guys know that statistically, of all the people that have passports of men, let me just say men, only 13% of men that actually have passports are under the age of 35. Most young dudes that even watch us don't even have a passport. So the only outlet that they have is a 23-year-old known as Austin Holloman. They don't have anybody else around their age. Think about all the YouTubers that you know, black or white, that travel. Most of us are like in our 30s, mid 30s, early 40s, 50s, 60s. But there really isn't any true young YouTuber that's traveling and building an audience. So I try to give them a little grain of salt, over on this platform, because they're learning. And also, some platforms are built for, for that type of audience. I'm not, man. I ain't trying to deal with all that mess that's brought across. But some platforms are built for that. But at the end of the day, we got to always have grace towards each other, because like I said, it's only 13% of young men, black or white, that even have a passport. It's not a young person's game. I'm gonna say this again. The passport life, the passport bros, the passport compadres, it's not a young man's game. Young men don't know nothing about this. Most young men, think about it, most young men still just getting out their mama house. They just getting out of a college dorm. So most of them don't know a damn thing about a passport. They ride their little bikes and their little scooters right past the post office every damn day. They can tell you where the liquor store is. They can tell you where the weed spot is. They can tell you where the library is. They can tell you where their classrooms are. They can tell you where their girlfriend house is. Ask the most young men, where do you go get a passport? Most young men under 30, they don't know a damn thing. So my point is, when it comes to Austin, his audience, and what they got going on over there, I come over, I support for a little while, and I leave, because I know that, I'm not in my 20s. So I got to let those brothers work that out as well. All right. Okay. Yeah. We talk. Yeah. I got your email. Finally got your email. Homie in this building. Okay. What up, everyone? If I don't go through your whole email, guys, I'm just trying to go through the shout outs, guys. Let's get through the shout outs. S. Hunter in the building, representing. What's up, brother? All right, Ross. Oh, cool. Oh, say cool. Your international passport, giving life at the same time. Yeah. I try to. I try to show the other side of the bridge, the other side of the coin, being a passport brother. Because contrary to what people think, many of us brothers that got passports, we're grown ass men. Many of you brothers are somebody's daddy, somebody's grandson, somebody's son, many of you, a lot of people don't give us credit as being for what we were in America. We were the engineers, we were the school teachers, we were the firefighters, we were the military. We ain't 23. We got to let those brothers go through that. But when it comes to being a grown ass man with a passport, that's us. That's us. And we expect the respect of a grown ass man with a passport. So we try not to get jailed off into what the young brothers are doing, because they got to do their thing. They got to go through their growing pains. But we grown ass people over here, grown adults. We can wear a vest and a tie, or we can wear a t-shirt and sandals, because we're grown men. We've gone through all the stages that they haven't yet to go through. So we have to respect the fact that they have to go through some stages in life as well. Shout out to Gail in the building, representing. Like always, I appreciate you. Jordan's here. We got 81 people. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna have to hit the super chats today, because I really want to get to this topic. So I'm gonna hit the super chats today. Friday Kings of Dreams, my boy Jay in the building. Shout out to you, Jay, man. Let me know when you do your next live stream, so I can support. Happy Friday, man. I'm so happy today is Friday. I don't know what it is about today. It just was a good day. Got a good night's sleep. My Raiders are winning in the preseason. Look like they're going to win all their preseason games. Doesn't mean anything until you play a real game, but I'm happy that my Vegas Raiders are winning. I hope your teams are winning. All you fantasy football brothers, unite. Yes, I still play fantasy football down here. Yes, Libras are in the house. Countdown to my birthday, October 13th. All right, let's see what other super chats we got going on down here. Abraham in the building representing. I appreciate your blessings. Can't wait to meet you. Or can't wait to meet up with you in Cali. Cali. Oh yeah, my cousin is coming. Okay, cool. Good. I know we were talking about that. I think that's what we're talking about. And wanting to relocate to Colombia as well. That's what's up, man. I love it down here. Me and Andre just read an article today. I did not. This is something I didn't know. We just read an article this morning. Did you know Colombia is considered the third most beautiful country in the world? Because of its nature, because of its landscape, because of the people, the buildings, the everything. Now I know we can say, well, I know buildings that are yes, I know what you're saying, but in overall, Colombia's got everything from gold mines to emeralds, number one place in the world for emeralds, to a humongous Catholic church made out of salt with a bridge. How many people can say that they got a whole cathedral made out of salt with a drawbridge? Looks like a castle. Who can say that? Colombia. Like I said last week, one of my favorite quotes is, or favorite things about Colombia. If you eat a different fruit in Colombia every single day, it would take you a year and a half to go through all the fruits that are here in Colombia. Cali, Colombia has over 1,000 different birds in this one city. So yeah. And the United States didn't rank too bad. Out of 191 countries, United States was number 14 for the most beautiful country in the world. And I forget who was number one and number two. So shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Let me make sure I hit everybody that hit the super chats or the cash apps. I appreciate you. Let's get ready to get started. Once again, this topic is about Danica Marie, our sister, comrade. Make sure you guys subscribe to her channel. She has been on YouTube for a couple of years. She's been on Facebook for a while. And long before when her dreads were shorter, she was on Facebook. So you see how long her dreads are now. She's been doing it a long time. And so we want to hear what she has to say about the passport bros, what dudes are saying about and they're jealous or hating on us, and just some tips that she gives that I recommend as well. And so we're going to move me out of the way, bring her over, put me down there, and we're going to get started. And let me know how that everything is going great.
Let me sip.
All right, guys. I know we froze for a second. Yeah, New Zealand. Somebody was right. New Zealand is the number one. Let me make sure I got us back on track. Back on track. Okay. We're back. Okay. Thank you guys for your patience. I know we froze for a minute. And somebody put up there New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand was on that list. Absolutely correct. Yes. Yeah, and I think New Zealand was like number 2, number 1 on that list. Indonesia is number 1, New Zealand number 2. There we go. There we go. Most beautiful cities in the countries in the world. Absolutely correct. Okay, let's try this one again, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go back to our girl, Danica Marie. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to share screen. There we go. Let's go to Chrome. Bam. And this was a nice video that she did in regards to the Passport Brothers. Really nice video. So let me get it all set up and we can go from there. Okay, so we got that set up. Bada bing. Let's try this again.
Not emasculated, right? And so, since we've been having a lot of those dope discussions regarding or revolving around, my brothers getting their passports and again, going where they're celebrated and not emasculated. I've also received some messages where people, I don't know if they are men or women, I don't know because there's no names and there's no picture or nothing like that, but now I'm gonna go ahead and use context because I think it was a brother that emailed me this. And he's like, look, I know it sounds good as far as, a lot of us black men going overseas and getting these beautiful, submissive women that we've been wanting, needing, and desiring. But it's going to come with a lot of backlash, and it may cause some kind of war, if you will. So I thought that it would be only right and fair to maybe dive into some of the quote unquote dangers that, some of my brothers may run into with this whole passport movement. And again, brothers, yeah, do what you do, okay? If that's what you feel like you need to do, go ahead and do that. I don't mind stop you from doing what the fuck you want to do with your life, okay? Let's put that out there first. However, let's also explore the other side, okay? Now, I'm going to take a brief pause real quick, and you guys like the video, share the video, and subscribe, and I'll be right back, all right? And we're going to read this email together as a family, all right? Like the video, we can get 200.
Now, what she's doing now is basically just laying the foundation of the video that's getting ready to be played, and the email that she received from a gentleman in regards to. Now, notice this is an email from a guy, about us. So she's going to break down what she received.
All right, you guys. So let's go ahead together. And again, thank you so much. How do you say this? Rafanago. Thank you so much for your super sticker. And thank you, Roberto, for your super chat as well. All right, let's go ahead and read this, y'all. And again, we can hit 200. This is the email that I received. Okay. The email reads, you probably won't speak on this, but yes, going overseas sounds great. The women over there. What about the men over there? Do you think these men in these other countries are going to stand by and let black men come and take their women? That situation is going to turn ugly to send a message to Black men that they are not welcome in their country. Go back to your own women and get your own house in order. I see violence coming to those trying to play the passport game. It goes on to say, be on the lookout. The news headlines are coming. Prediction. Fine as those women are in Brazil, and ain't gonna be no shit. Hold on, y'all.
Danica stupid.
Okay, hold on. Fine as those women are in Brazil, and y'all are really out here believing it ain't gonna be no shit behind that. Dudes really are as dumb as Black women say they are. Now,
we're gonna pause right there. We're gonna pause right there because that was a mouthful in that email. We're gonna come back to Danica. We're not done. I know whoever he is, he's an idiot. Absolutely correct. There's a village missing their idiot right about now. Okay, first, right. So the first thing is, he said they're going to be upset that Black men are coming over, taking their women. When we know who travel, over 80 to 94% of all ships landed in South America. There's more Black people in South America than there is in North America. So when they sit back and say you are going down there, or you think they're going to allow Black men to come to Black countries, is that what they're saying? Black men coming to Black countries to take their women. Numero dos. For you guys that have been to South America, to Brazil, to Argentina, to Colombia, to DR, the Caribbean islands, is it just me, or do these guys introduce you to their daughters, to their cousins, to their sisters? I know Colombia is a country of network. You can hang out with us. I'm gonna show you these ladies over here. I'm gonna show you where this club is over here. How most of us learned about Colombian spots from Colombians. We find out about strip clubs from the Colombian dudes. It don't be brothers from the States telling us about stuff from Brazil. It be Brazilian dudes that's telling us, hey man, there's a party popping and there's ladies over here right now. What war is this dude talking about? What struggle? I've been over here all these years. I have yet to hear one of you brothers say that, you know what, man, I almost got jumped by a bunch of dudes because I tried to take my share of the 11 women per man. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. They're going through these women just like we're going through these women. They are having fun. And listen, I don't know about Brazil. I'm going to say this again. I don't know about Brazil, but here in Colombia, them dudes already know, don't say nothing. They cheat so much. They got a side chick. So they got hit down here. The dude got a side chick and a side chick for that side chick. Colombian dudes know they the last man to open up their mouth about coming down here and other women. And I'm talking about from 16 to 60. All of them got a side piece. All. It's only a few that ain't got. And if they don't got a side piece, they already went through that stage of life where, you know what, I'm in my 60s now. I'm going to go and sit my butt down with my wife now. You know, I'm 60 now. I'm going to hold hands with my wife. Yeah, that's because you're 60 now. But when you was 25 and y'all was married, come on now. You was acting a damn fool from like 25 to 45. That's how Colombians do from like 25 to 45. Man, you can't tell a Colombian man shit. I don't know about Brazil, but here, 25 to 45, they can have kids at home, family at home, paying all the bills, responsible, alpha male at home. But when a week like tonight, 25 to 45 in Colombia, he ain't at the house. You better believe that. You better believe that about Colombia. And what is he doing? Introducing us to the spots that he goes through and goes to. So when we hear individuals try to scare us by saying American men are trying to steal Colombian women, trying to steal Brazilian women, trying to steal women in Southeast Asia, and there's going to be a war, repercussions, blood in the streets. It's bullshit. It's BS. It's not true. So those of you that have never traveled, or you got friends that are thinking about traveling to South America, man, do not believe this mess. Because those of us in the comment section can tell you, we ain't never seen nothing like that. Ever, never. I have yet to see the dude in DR send footage that he's going through anything like that. Let's hit this super chat real quick. Shout out to the brother. Daddy in the building. Brother, they have been trying to upgrade the family bloodline. What if you don't preach? That's another reason why they want us over there. They're like, wait a minute, my grandbaby gonna be American? Maria, bring your sister too. Bring your sister. You don't just come. Bring your sister too. I can have 2 grandkids and 2 grandkids that's American. Shh, please. Both my grandkids gonna speak English? Girl, if you don't bring your sister, believe it. Believe it. South America is like Ripley's, man. Believe it or not. Let's get ready to get back to our girl, to our sister, Danica. Brother said, Lordy, it's gonna be a war about the women. Oh, and this the funny part. What was so hilarious about it? Even in the letter, several times he said how beautiful South American women are and how gorgeous they are. It's going to be blood in the streets. It's sad how our own people, whether they be males or females that don't have passports in the United States, just think we're just these naive creatures just walking blindly with passports onto an airplane like we're zombies and we're drugged on something, and we are not the rational men. Once again, we black men and black women with the passports, statistically, we're the money makers. Did you know this? It's a crazy stat, man, I came across the other day, and I hope I get it right. Of those that have passports in the United States, it was like 43, 40, 44% of them are people that make over $80,000 a year. You know, and the percentage was like 26 or 17, something like 26 or 17 for those that made between 40 and 60,000 a year. And then it went down and it went down. That means the less money you make, the more likely you take your ass out the United States to see anything. You ain't got no money. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We all been there. I've been there before. I ain't gonna pretend like I grew up with money in my pocket. Thanks, Tom. Hit that like button, guys. It's 91 in the live stream. We appreciate you hitting that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. But definitely to sit back and know that the more you advance yourself as a person, it shows up in your economics. It shows up in how you spend your money in the States, but it also shows up in those of us that have passports. It's usually not some broke dude with a passport. And every once in a while, we do see a Pookie and a Ray Ray slip into DR. We do. Every once in a while, we see some Pookies and Ray Rays. They watch some YouTubers' videos and think they can come down to Medellin and live their life. We do see that. Cartagena, yes, there's been an influx of Pookies and Ray Rays lately. But compared to us grown-ass men, grown men with passports, they can't compete. Pookies and Ray Rays make up less than 10% of passport holders. It ain't that many black passport holders in the United States anyway. I don't know why we keep trying to act like our movement is just so grand and so big. I'm gonna tell you something. In 2 years from now, you might let's say there are 1 million black people that hold a passport in the United States. Let's just say that. I don't know the stats, so I don't want to lie. In 2 years, you know what you're gonna have? Maybe 1,100,000. Maybe. It ain't that many black people getting passports. I'm gonna bust your head with something, a stat that I got right here sitting right next to Danica before I go back to her video. Let me get this stat up real quick. It says 72% of Americans to this day still live in or close to the city where they grew up. Did you guys know that? We talk about getting people with passports. People ain't even trying to leave their own city. 72% of Americans tonight still live by their mama house. Can I put it like that? You still live by your daddy house. And I'm talking about, I'm bust your head with it. That means 72% of the people of the 90 people that we have in the live stream right now, 72% of y'all still live somewhere near your mama house, the house where you originally grew up, the neighborhood. You from Philly, you still in Philly. You from Detroit, you still in Detroit. You from the Chi, you still in the Chi. I'm from Houston, baby. You Houston boys, you still in Houston. 72% of y'all. So when we sit back and act like this movement is all grand and the brothers coming together, it ain't, bro. It ain't going to be another 100,000 of us. If it took 5 years to get another 100,000 black people to get a passport, it's not. And I'm gonna give you the reason why they said this too. I'm looking at this survey right now. They said the reason why people live at home. 50% of people still live near home because of family. You know, you're close to your family. Everybody understand that. They said 9% they live near home because of their job. Some of you guys have been working in the factories and the foundries, or you just found a good job in your home community. Nothing wrong with that. Another reason, number 13%, says 13% because the cost of living is low where you live. In other words, I discovered that when I lived in one location, subconsciously, I got comfortable with the amount of money that was to be spent in that community. And then I moved and I used to think Florida was expensive because my subconscious. Then when I moved to Florida, and all of a sudden I adjusted to Florida and it was nothing. The crazy part was I moved back to where I was in Indiana at that time period, because I got an opportunity at a major university at that. Because remember, you guys, I used to be a college academic recruiter when I came out the feds. So I got a great opportunity back in Indiana. The area of Indiana that I thought I couldn't afford, even though I lived there prior to, this is the subconscious part. I lived there prior to, and in those areas, I can't afford to live out there. That's just too much. That's just way too much. But then when I moved to Florida, I had to readjust my cost of living mindset, move back to Indiana, and guess where I lived in? The same area that I thought I couldn't afford to live in when I originally lived there. And here's the kicker. It was less expensive. My bad. Yes, it was less expensive to live in that area that I thought was so expensive in Indiana. Indiana, right? Corn everywhere. But I had to be taught the psychological lesson that, Andre, if you do it right, you can live anywhere in the world if you do it right. So one of the reasons 72% of people today are still living near their mama, psychologically, you don't think that you can afford to live anywhere else, the cost of living. 3% is because of climate. You live in a nice nice state and it got good weather and it's perfect for you. The other one is comfort. You just comfortable. Oh, that's a good one. 24% of people live in the same city near their mama house is because they just comfortable than the mama. I didn't expect to see that. You just comfortable. I'm talking about, remember I just said there's over 90 something people in this chat. 72% of y'all are still living in a town or city or in the same town. If you're from Cleveland, you still living in Cleveland. And 24% of the reason why is because you just comfortable. Then you just comfortable. And then they say 1% is others. My point in saying all this is when Danica and other people and the passport bros and everybody else are right now yelling at the top of their lungs, it's a movement. It's a what? Man, please. If we had a statistical survey, a census, if you would, of the brothers and sisters that have gotten their passports since 2020, I give you three years stretch. All of 2020, all of 2021, and all up until this point of 2022. And I bet you it hasn't still been at least 30,000 passports by black men. I bet that I put a paycheck on that one. I put a thowee on that one. Somebody can look that one up if you want to. It's not that many brothers and sisters out there grabbing passports. Like I said, just of regular everyday Americans, black, white, purple, doesn't matter. 72% of y'all ain't gonna get your ass out your own city. I'm from New York, baby. Yeah, just like the dude from Houston hollering he from Houston. Just like the dude from LA hollering he from LA. Just like the person from Seattle is yelling they from Seattle. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in Wisconsin. Yeah, I ain't going no damn way. Be quiet. Ain't no damn movement going on like that. Now, we are coming together. We are networking and we are doing some great things. But as far as it's a new movement and it's a pass, no. Calm your ass down. Ain't no extra people getting passports. And usually it's the same ones that had passports before getting them renewed. So let's stop it. Let me go to the super chats real quick. Then we'll go head back to our girl, Danica Marie. That's a girl. All right. My brother just said, shout out to you, brother. He says, that wasn't nobody's but Steven. That's funny. That's a good one. He can have them the whole plantation for himself. Absolutely correct. He's right. I feel like United States is nothing but a plantation corporation. That's all it is. The United States is nothing. If anybody been in the feds, any of you guys have been in the federal penitentiary, they have a corporation. This long before they started making private prisons. This is when I was in there. They have a corporation called Unicor. Unicor is actually in on the New York Stock Exchange. We used to make the sheets for y'all that y'all buy in the grocery. All that little tilapia y'all like, straight from prisons. Half the customer service in the United States, hello, this is customer service. How can I help you? People in prisons. Unicor does from military bomb racks to everything. They build helmets, riot artillery. They build all prisoners, mattresses, clothing. So when I say the United States is and this my point in bringing this up is this small federal prison was nothing but a small or a micro vision of or image of the great United States. United States is nothing. It's never, and it's not bad. It's called capitalism. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm going to say it again. I'm not saying this about our own country in a bad way. I love the United States for this. but it is a plantation land corporation. It is what it is. Let's not fantasize that, oh, the United States, no. Red, white, and blue, no. All that's propaganda to keep you there. I'm talking about the real, pull the sheets back, United States. What does the world see? They see a plantation and a corporation. That's all they see. And that's all you need to see. Get your money, get your passport, and get your money online. That's all I do. That's all I do. I don't fuss, cuss at the United States. The racism, this, no. I got a passport and the corporation. Y'all handle all that. I did all my marching. I had all my, we shall overcome. The Black National Anthem, lift every voice. I was doing all that. I did all my part. I'm out there with Black Lives Matter bullhorn. Your life matter, police officer. His life. Y'all think I got a big mouth now? Put me on the street corner with a bullhorn. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But accept it and use it for what it is. Use it to take care of yourself. Use it to take care of your family. Stop looking for the United States to be more than what it is, a corporate plantation. That's why you have so many singers, entertainers. Why do you think all the civil rights leaders, not all, but why do you think many of the civil rights leaders, what did they do when they got old? What did they do? They left the United States. From the Stokely Carmichaels to all the great writers of the Renaissance era, the James Baldwins. All them dudes left. After all that marching, all that Black Power, Stokely Carmichael was the one that came out with the Black Power fist. The term Black Power. Where did Stokely end up going? To the Caribbean. To the Caribbean. After all that march, after all that, I'm fighting for Black Power. What about Malcolm? Do you think Malcolm X would have stayed in the United States if he stayed alive? Hell no. After what he saw with his past, think about it. Malcolm didn't even use his passport for the ladies. Malcolm used his passport for Mecca. And he even came back changed. Man, dude, check it. I'm gonna pull it up too. I'm gonna find it. I just sent myself the article. I came across it yesterday. The oldest passport by a Black person. 1810. Dude applied for his passport and wrote a passport letter. I think it was to go to Europe in 1810. There's only 2 copies of Black people applying for a passport. I mean, or the oldest 2. One was 1810, and the other one, you can actually read it too. That's why I can't wait to show you guys. 1810, and the other one was like 1880s. 1880, like 1889, right around there. That's how long brothers and sisters been leaving this motherfucker. This ain't brand new. We've been putting out passport applications since 1810. I didn't know they was putting out passports. I ain't gonna lie. Don't sit up here and lie. It's probably maybe 1 or 2 of us in here knew they had passports way back then. I didn't even know. That's like way. I'm like, so did George? I'm like, did Benjamin Banneker need a passport? What the? George Washington Carver needed a. You know, you don't think about it going back that far. 1810. A brother was applying for a passport. Shout out to that brother, man. I ain't gonna even lie. Okay, I think I read this one already. We're about to get back to Danica in a second. Solo Traveler. Oh, RD. Man, I was thinking about you the other day, man. Good live stream. Good live stream with you. And yes. Real good. You guys are good. Man, make sure you subscribe to this man's channel, man. Married, happy, doing this thing, Colombia. And I was laughing right along with you, man, on your last live stream. You gotta love the false narratives to try and scare us all. We good. He right. We good. I'm gonna tell you something, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. The worst thing that could ever happen to Black women You ready? You might want to get your drink for this one. The worst thing that could happen to Black women if we ever came back and gave up our passports. You do not want to be in a relationship with a bunch of pissed off Black men who have been to Brazil, who have zoomed to Thailand, who have been to Argentina, who have been throughout all of Europe and Poland and Portugal and Switzerland and Sweden. You don't want to be in a relationship with us. We the worst person you have. You thought we was bad before we got passports. Sisters, the worst thing you ever want to date, you will ever date in the history of you, is not a white man that's racist, is not a short man with no money. No, that is not the worst thing that you will ever date. The worst thing that a sister, ladies in the audience, I'm telling you, tell your girlfriends to leave us alone. The best thing for them is that we leave the country. Because if we ever came back, the worst thing that you will ever want to date and have kids with and marry is a Black man that have escaped the United States and got drugged back into that mother. You talk about a bitter Black man, you talking about attitude all up. You can't tell, girl, your coochie ain't gonna never be good enough. You can't never give enough good head. He can bust in your face and he be looking like it ain't like when the two Brazilians bust, I bust in their face. It's just, it ain't the same. You can sit up there and hold his hand in church. He looking at you like it ain't like when a Colombian handed me a plate of food. It's just not the same. You talking about a man that's depressed and you looking at him like, what's wrong, baby? What's wrong? Ladies, you don't want us back. We the worst thing that you ever want to date. Ever. Ornery. We'll be so egotistical. We be looking at you like, what? Take you out to dinner. Open up a door for you. What? You better open up my door. Take you out to dinner. I'm used to my woman cooking dinner. Chop, chop. You do not want Black men and white men to come back to the United States. Stop that yet. You do not want us to come back. This group here of grown men with passports, leave us be. I'm telling you. Leave us be. You do not want us to turn us back. You do not want to turn us back into the old us. You do not want that. That we are the worst thing that could ever happen to a Black woman. You think they pissed off now? You think they coochies dry up now? Please. Let us get back to the States. We dating everything but sisters. Why? Because we used to dating everything but sisters. What are you talking about? Okay. What up, Dre? Going to Germany. Oh, man. I ain't mad at you, Dimitri. I am not mad at you, brother. Let's get back to, I'm going to hit this last super chat down at the bottom. Then I'm going to hit some more comments. Where in the nap were you? I was in that. Oh no, I wasn't in that. I was in the fort. I used to hang out in Carrollwood in Nap. You talking about Indianapolis, guys? I used to hang out in Carrollwood in Nap. I used to go to the SPO. You know, the SPO Expo, the Black Expo. A lot of people don't know that Indianapolis holds the world. Actually, is it the world's? I know it's the country's. It's the country's largest Black business expo. Is in Indianapolis every year. It's the same Black Expo that Mike Tyson had the incident with the young lady that got him arrested and incarcerated in Indiana. That Black Expo. It's a week-long, beautiful event, concert shows, but it's all about Black people coming together and sharing business ideas, fashion shows going on. It's just, if you ever get a chance in Indianapolis, go to the Black Expo. It's every July. It is an amazing, amazing business networking event, and it's just great. So yeah, I used to hang out in Carrollwood, in Nap. All right. So I think there's Ed right there. Greeting to my idol, Dre, and the P family, the PB family. Shout out to you, Ed. Let's get started back to our girl, Danica Marie. Remember, she had just finished reading the letter. And I'm going to go back just a little bit because I know some of you guys are just coming in, so I'm going to go back on the letter just a smidgen. And then I'm going to get me out of the way and let you guys hear what she has to say.
Ugly. to send a message to Black men that they are not welcome in their country. Go back to your own women and get your own house in order. I see violence coming to those trying to play the passport game. It goes on to say, be on the lookout. The news headlines are coming. Prediction. Fine as those women are in Brazil and ain't gonna be no shit. Hold on. Let's read that again. Okay, hold on. Fine as those women are in Brazil and y'all really out here believing it ain't gonna be no shit behind that. Dudes really are as dumb as Black women say they are. Now, as you guys proceed to give us 202 likes, let's remove. Okay. So I'm going to assume that this is a man. I'm not sure. But he's saying that, look, you guys, I know it sounds good as far as packing your shit up and traveling somewhere else to get you rich. But what's going to happen if this catches flight? No pun intended. To the extent to where it becomes a huge problem for the men that you guys are going over to again, in so many words, steal their women away from them. Now, I thought that this would make a very great conversation because, again, this is something that can transpire. Like, you guys are getting fed up with women right here in the US, and you guys are going somewhere else, essentially invading, quote unquote, somebody else's territory, if you will, and scooping up their women. Do you guys feel like that this is something that could result as far as war or some kind of violence or conflict with that? Let me ask y'all, put a 1 in the chat if you believe that the brother that sent this email is on to something. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like this is just some kind of tactic to keep Black men stuck and stagnant in a situation to where, you know, they just have to bend to the will of, again, the modern day Black females here in America. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like it's on to something. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like it's just a bunch of cap trying to deter y'all. Y'all let me know. All right. We see a bunch of motherfucking 2s. We see a bunch of motherfucking 2s. Oh. Warrior got a 1. You got a lot of 2s going on. Okay now. All right. And here's the thing. As your little big sister, I'm going to be real with you. While I do feel like there could be, you know, some backlash, if you will, with, you know, going overseas and doing certain things as far as exploring new options with women, could it result in something to where it could be something bad or negative, have a negative effect? Yeah. However, can I be real with y'all? I really do. I can't believe I'm saying this. I really do feel like a lot of people. Do I want to say that though, Danica? You're gonna ruffle feathers. You always ruffle feathers anyway. Might as well. I feel like it's a lot of I don't want to say hating. I don't feel like that's the proper term or word to use. But just trying to like, fuck it. It's a lot of hate in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate because I feel like it's happening on both sides as far as men and women. And let me explain, y'all. Let me explain. Because I don't let me backpedal real quick. I feel like some of you have very valid points when it comes to men going overseas, getting their passports and going exploring different options. You have valid points to where, like, look, y'all may be doing too damn much. This could come with all kind of negative effects, you know, as far as maybe women overseas trying to play on you because they see how desperate you may be for love or relationships. Men, they very well could feel a type of way about y'all coming over and snatching up their women. I feel like there are some people out there that have valid critiques of it and valid points being made as far as going against it. However, I can't believe this. And I'm an American Black woman saying this. However, I feel like on one hand, you have the women here trying to kind of shame y'all into staying here and not going overseas and, you know, all of that, because again, that's limiting their options as far as backup plans. Yeah, let's go into the different levels and layers. Y'all give us 303 likes. The women here are upset about Black men going overseas because their options are becoming very restricted and limited. And like we mentioned yesterday in our adult discussion, a lot of the men that are going overseas, these are the men that are family focused. They're the type of men that are looking to settle down, to get married, to have families, raise families. These are the men that are stable financially, right? And so if you type of men are going overseas, taking your resources with you, and you are, again, that type of man that is looking to establish some kind of family structure or order with the women, that again is taking away from what I feel like I want, need, and desire as a US based Black woman. If you guys are going over there, you are leaving behind a bunch of men that are not family based, that are not family focused. You guys are leaving behind, thank you so much, Exile, the men that are not really trying to get married, settle down into relationships. That is what you guys are leaving for us to have to choose from, right? So you have that going on as far as the women here trying to shame y'all into, you know, pretty much staying here and limiting yourself, because by you guys leaving, that limits me and my pool of men to again fall back on if all this fails. And let's be real, you guys, this is what really pisses me off. A lot of these women that are trying to shame y'all into staying here and not going overseas and all this bullshit, whether they are trying to use reverse psychology or not, you know, because a lot of them are saying, oh, go over there, we don't care, and they really fucking do. They know that they do not choose you guys first, right? That, again, grinds my gears and pisses me off. These are the same women that have, for many years, used you family-focused men as backup plans and options. Let me go out here and deal with the quote-unquote future type until, you know, I get tired of him, or until I figure out I can't change him. I can't change him into being the family-oriented type of guy. I can't change him into being a husband. I can't change him into being a committed one-woman man. Then, when all thus fails, I can fall back on, you know, for lack of a better word, the passport guys. Because again, a lot of you guys that are going overseas now, you guys were for so many years the fallback for the women right here in America. And now
we're going to cut it right there for a second, guys. Just for a split second. And we're going to somewhat regurgitate, you know, some of the things that we've taken in. Jerry Perry says, "Good night, Andre. This woman is talking BS. If she and other loudmouth sisters would do what they're supposed to do, then she wouldn't be complaining." Okay, Larry, you're coming in a little late. Now this is Danica Marie. She's a YouTuber, content creator. She has been 1,000% since she was on Facebook when her hair was short, before the dreads grew out. She's always been on black men's side. She's one of those women, kind of like Chantel Simmons, that try to get women to realize how black men think, understanding from the perspective of black men. What she's talking, and when you came in, some of you guys are hearing it as if it's her talking. Danica's from St. Louis. She's been happily married to her husband for like 6-7 years. She's good. She's talking about how women, because she's received this email letter from a guy that was saying that there's going to be a war, and the men in other countries in South America are not going to let you have their women. And Danica, like, that's BS. As long as you guys are safe, do what you want to do with your life. So realize that Danica is just talking from the perspective of the other women who are single, but she's a married woman. She's been happy, but she's been 1,000. Even her husband has a YouTube channel. She's been 1,000% on the side of black men and what we're doing. She actually did over the last week. She did 5 videos on Passport Brothers alone, talking and trying to let women know. And she said it's over. She told women it's over. It's done. Black men are not playing. This is not a joke. This is not a game. Black men are really getting their passports. And then white dudes start showing up. And she said, oh my God. She said, even white brothers gone? She said, so the white dudes, the Brads are gone. The brothers are gone. She said, ain't nobody going to be here. Like she was just saying in the video, she said, the only men that are going to be left for these ladies are the Pookies and the Ray Rays. The men that don't even want to marry them anyway. And I like what she just said about us also saying that the responsible, family-minded men are the ones with the passports. Statistically, for the most part, that's true. Most of us don't get our passports and we're partying like most YouTubers try to portray us as if that's what we do all day long, all night long. Most of us want to go somewhere, meet somebody decent, buy some land, learn a new language. You might have your 1, 2, 3 girlfriends, or you might get married. Whatever it may be, most of us just want to travel and enjoy life. That's all we're asking. So when people stereotype us and think that all we do is party 24 hours, we never go on excursions, we never rent boats and go fishing, we never go to bowling alleys, we never play golf, we never meet the people, we never meet the families. We're just running around here just partying and drugging, which is far, far from the truth. And Danica Marie is trying to let women know, and also these hater men. So when we go back to what she's saying, guys, those of you that came in later, realize what she's saying is, listen, these brothers with passports are not playing around. Black women, this is not a game. This is This is not when you were in elementary school and they have the bell alarm, the fire alarm goes off, and you just stroll out and you just think, you know, everybody meet in front of school for about half an hour. You can talk to your little friends. This ain't that. This is an actual fire going on. Black men and white men are leaving the United States, and they are not, and she said this, they are not coming back. They are not coming back. And it's sad, as she was just describing, that these women, even if we came back, we were their number 2 choice. Russell Wilson was not Sierra's number 1 choice. Will Smith was not Jada's number 1 choice. How many people do we know? How many women do we know get ran through the streets, get their head bashed in by the dude that they were dating? Then all of a sudden they want to, check it. They want to go to church. They get saved. Cool. Now they want to deal with us brothers with some intellect. Now they want to deal with a brother that got some sense. But I'm the one that got to marry you while you got all them scars on the side of your head like Mary J. Blige because somebody done bust you upside your... We always have been to, anytime you find a black man with some money, a black man with some intellect, some drive, some gold, a black man that can speak articulately. And don't be a black man that have the audacity to read a book. Read a book, mom. Read a book. Remember that song? Read a book. Don't be a black man with the audacity to read a book. You definitely number 2 on the totem pole. They always. Now they try to sit back and say, and I'm gonna tell you what the number 2 on the totem pole is. Black women will let us fuck them, but not marry them. I'm gonna say it again. Most of you dudes in this comment section, y'all just like me. Y'all was breaking them in. Didn't matter if they was rich or poor. Didn't matter what neighborhood they came from. They could come from the affluent neighborhood of black sisters to all the way to the projects. You breaking their backs in. That myth of brothers with passports can't get women. We were the ones that was going. We was the ones that taught Pookie and Ray Ray how to be Pookie and Ray Ray. We just grew up. That's the difference between us, Pookie and Ray Ray. We grew up and them Negroes didn't. So at the end of the day, when these women try to criticize us for our sex game, you crazy how many women we done been through? The richest sister. We smashing the female single mother. At the same time, we smashing the PTA president. At the same time, we smashing the principal and the school board district, the head of the school board, the chairman. So when they sit back and try to say black men are number 2, we number 2, babe, boo. We just number 2 in the sense of, let's put it like this. You see how Chili and TLC still ain't married, as fine as she is to this day. Chili over 50 and fine as hate. You think Chili been holding that coochie for all these years? Or brothers like us with intellect? Because it couldn't have been a hood dude for this last about, 30 years, been breaking her back in? But we ain't good enough to marry. But we good enough to fuck you. I'll repeat that again. How many of y'all dudes know how many females that you like, I go through it, don't get it twisted, I'm gonna run through you. But since I ain't good enough to for you to want to be with me, all right, take your little happiness on back to Ray Ray and Pookie. I already smashed. How many times have we told a chick, I already got the pussy anyway, so you can go? You know how many times I done told chicks I done already got the anyway, you can go? You can put your nursing uniform or your nursing outfit, put your scrubs right back on and head on out the door. So when they say that we're number 2, oh, we ain't number 2 for the sex game. Don't get it twisted. We number 1 for the sex game. They just want us to be a backup plan when they get done being ran through by Pookie and Ray Ray, who didn't grow up yet. See, we grew up. They didn't. Now they want to run back to us because we grew up. Okay. Put a 1 in the comment section if you ever got a text or email or a phone call from a chick that you ain't heard from in ever, and she trying to talk to you like you the one. I'll be the first. Let me be the first one, damn it. I had so many females hit me up years later. Come on, how many of y'all put a 1 in the comment section if you ever had a female hit you up from out of no damn where? What's up, big head? What's up, watermelon head? You like, what the heck? What are you, girl, what are you? First of all, why you calling me this time of night? I got a woman. Secondly, why are you calling me this time of night? I got a woman coming over. I mean, from out of nowhere. How many times? Come on, put a 1 in the comment section if this female reached out to you as if you the one. Ain't nobody ever kissed me like you do. That's why I'm calling. You know, I just want to apologize. How many times have you got to apologize from an apology from an ex? You like, didn't we date in 12th grade? Why are you sending me apologies? Thank you guys. Thank you for all the guys that was honest to put a 1 in. We are number 2 when they get done getting ran through. See, we was number 1 to run through them. We were the first ones to run through them. We ran through them in college. We ran through them in high school. We ran through them at the club. Pookie got her right around 23, 24, 25, but we had already ran through her. Pookie didn't grow up. He put 2 babies in her. We grew up and we went on to take care of business. And even those of us that did become fathers, which I'm not a dad yet, but I'm talking about among us that became fathers, we still was responsible. Statistics show Black men are the most responsible fathers in the United States. The most responsible. There's not even a close race. And like I said, I would even put in there that Black men are the most responsible stepfathers. If they had a stat on who's the most responsible stepdads, I bet you can't nobody mess with us when it comes to even being stepfathers. So while we're being grown, Pookie running through it, he bumping upside the head. Pookie, stop, Pookie, stop. Why you doing that in front of my mama? You always playing, Pookie. You always playing. Why she going through all that? Then she want to hit 34, 35, 36, 41, 42. And all of a sudden from out of the blue, you getting Facebook. Dude, I'm getting Facebooks. Hey, big head, do you not see my Facebook? I've been with my woman for 5 years. This is how ignorant women are. Shout out to the ladies. But some of your girlfriends, ladies, y'all stupid. You will see that a man is happily married. And you will still hit him up on Facebook. You will still hit him up in the comment sections. You will still hit him up with an email or a text message. I was thinking about you. I know this better. You wouldn't think about me. I ain't seen you since San Francisco 2010. How you hit me up? Because when it came to sex, we were always number 1. When it came to marriage, that's where they thought we was the backup plan. They ain't think that we was gonna be getting passports and leaving the country and shit. They didn't think all that. They thought we was gonna be just hanging around and having hot boy summer and all that. They didn't think about us when we were sitting back going to school, getting trades. Some of you guys start truck driving. Some of you dudes went off into the military. You ain't smashed her since 17. You done retired out the military and you ain't seen and talked to her. And all of a sudden you get a message on Facebook. Hey, big head. Girl, why you hit me up? Is your mama dead? What happened? Everybody all right? That's why I asked that question, because I know I ain't the only brother that get that or has gotten that from out the blue moon. Ladies, you will do it out the blue moon. And this the part, this how stupid ladies are when they think we this stupid. Do you really think that we are this dumb to think that we the only ones you hitting up like that? Do you really think that we the only ones you hit me up and say, hey, big head? Then you hit Larry Perry up and say, hey, big head. And then you hit Kings and Dreams up, James. Hey, big head, you think we don't realize that you hitting up everybody that then ran through you to see if somebody was going to remember the day? Baby, we are not Michael Jackson. Do you remember? We ain't about to dance for you. When we fell in love, I know you remember. I know you remember. No, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. In the bar, in the streets, by a wolf, by a tree. No, none of that. No, we ain't doing none of that shit. We ain't doing none of that remember the time dance shit like Michael Jackson. Let Michael do that shit. We are not about to sit up here and be stressed out on your ignorance because you done stressed your coochie out. I got a female friend right now. I've been trying to convince her of falling in love, getting a man. What does this heifer do? She get 2 pit bulls. I tell her the steps of this is what you need to do to fall in love, get you a man, being submissive. What does this heifer do? She runs out and get not 1 pit bull, 2 big ass. What grown? I said, girl, who gonna come up in your house and fuck you with 2 male grown pit bulls that they got testosterone? We got it. All 3 of us looking at it. All 3 dudes looking at each other like, what you doing here? What you doing here? What are y'all doing here? Girl, you ain't gonna never get a man to walk up in that house with 2 male pit bulls. And you wonder why you lonely. I'm just so lonely. Your ass should be lonely. God dang, women, y'all. So, boy, I swear, boy, if the stupid stick has been broken on the side of the head of many a woman. Not all women are stupid. Don't get me wrong, because we got the Danicas out there and a bunch of other sisters that are so wise and so good in the United States. Do not get it twisted. There's some good women in the States. But, man, you got to sift through some bullshit to get to just at least good woman, at least one. You walk into the family picnic, your boy family picnic, you see all these fine women. You don't know which one is a good woman. So you might as well just say, pass me a beer and some barbecue. You'll be wasting your time walking around your boy's family, not your family, your boy's family barbecue, trying to find which one is a good one, which one ain't. You like, man, pass me a beer, pass me some barbecue with some beans, and I'm about to sit my happy ass right here and play some dominoes. That's how hard it is for a black man to find a good woman in the United States. And don't be white, because white at this time, man, white boys, I'm sorry, y'all ain't in style. Even your money don't mean nothing. No. Remember, it was a day when white boys, well, he's white, so that means you got money. Them days gone, white boy. We saw inflation kick y'all in the ass. We saw inflation and pandemics put their foot in your ass like it did the rest of us. You can't even pretend like you got money when you're white. We didn't watch all the lawsuits and presidents getting sued and bankruptcies of Trump, 9 bankruptcies. Being white don't mean you got money no more or good credit. Them days done. White boy, if you white, you look like, how can I get in on the game? You standing out there looking like Rudolph and shit, just nose glowing. You can't get in on the reindeer games, but yet I thought it was hard to be a brother in the United States. You a white boy trying to find some love? Every white girl trying to smash the brothers, every Asian girl trying to smash the brothers. The sisters trying to get the brothers back, Latin sisters that took over with the brothers. You a white boy, you ain't got nobody. You see white boys on YouTube, they ain't talk to nobody but each other. Hey, Bobby, so how was that game yesterday? You see that tournament? Yes, why, sure. And Tim, how about you? Right. And how's your poodles doing? Okay, all right. Though your poodles had those puppies yet? White boys are born in a mile in the United States. White people, y'all need y'all some brother friends for real. Like Cat Williams said, get y'all some, because having money ain't doing it no more. That shit don't work, especially overseas. White boy, and brothers, y'all some dirty mother. You know how brothers treat white boys overseas that's from the United States? Y'all treat white boys overseas like white boys in jail. White boys come up in jail like, I'm white. like they walk up in there like the first 15 seconds like they the shit because they were the shit in the streets, right? Like in the real world, being a white boy meant something. I have prestige. I'm white, damn it. Soon as you get them prison doors closed, the one that's at the bottom of the tier of power is a white boy. Boy, if you don't get your ass in there and wash my shoes, boy, get your white off in there. Get your ass. Boy, if you don't give me your snacks. Give me your snacks. Yeah, yes, sir. I be looking at the white boys that be coming in. I'm like, white boy, you about to get fucked. White boy, just man up, white boy. Just take that peanut butter. Anytime you see your bunkie pull out the jelly, white boy, you in trouble. I mean, you be seeing the white boys. That's how y'all treat white. That's how brothers treat white boys as soon as we cross the border. Like, nigga, you just a white boy. Get the fuck out my face. I'm white. And you don't buy me a damn drink and leave me alone. Come on, face. You a white boy. I'm white and I have a passport. And can you introduce me to some of the black girls? White boys ain't got no love. Soon all that I'm white boy, KKK, racist, all that. Bring 30 Klansmen to Colombia and let them holler that KKK bullshit over here. Come on, Klansmen. I'm dead. Every one of you Klansmen, militia, motherfucker, all that. Bro, come on over here. You like to blow shit up with little kids in it. Come on, bring your ass. Bring your ass. Come on over to Colombia. Come on. You ain't gonna do none of that. All that bullshit. We run country. We do it. All that shit don't never work. As soon as you cross the border with a passport and you ain't got no army behind you, and you ain't got no nuclear weapons behind you, and you ain't got no guns from Walmart behind you, you just a rap ass white boy. Get the fuck out of here. You a white boy just like they treat white boys in prison. Pull that jelly out. And y'all don't want to know what they make them white boys do with jelly. I do not want to know. all you know, the white boy been there for 3 days and why he got barrettes. You like, why does white boy got barrettes in his hair? Okay, all right. All right. All right. Well, you be seeing white man, I'm telling you, man, you be seeing the white boys be like, and the brothers just be standing there. You like, you thinking the brother is waiting to use the telephone, right? No, this Negro is not waiting to use the telephone. He got the white boy on the phone. Irma, I need you to send 1,000. Now, don't ask me, Irma. Just send $1,000 to Craig's 031 08124. That's his number. Is that the hold on, Irma? Is that the right number, Craig? Yeah, that's the correct. Irma, please don't forget to send that $1,000. You have to put it on his books by tomorrow morning. I love you too. Tell the kids I love them. I used to watch white boys. I'd be like, man, that's fucked up to be a white boy in jail. That's the worst thing, man. You be looking at white boys like, and then they want to come hang around me, right? Because I'm a cool dude in there. So everybody got along with everybody. I'm gonna hang out with Andre. Oh, no, the hell you ain't. You go and get that jelly. Like your bunkie said. But they be hanging around me and shit for protection. Them dudes would do that, man. I swear, I mean it. They will come and hang. If you're the cool dude in prison, it's dudes that will come and hang around you so they don't get caught up in no bullshit. Like, oh man, I owe Keith $300. Hey, brother Spence, how you doing? How you doing, Andre? What's up? Hey, what's up, little brother? What you doing? Nothing. I ain't doing nothing. What's up? What you up to, Andre? Dude, why you? And then all of a sudden, a dude who he owed $300 to come looking for him. Hey, brother Spence, Andre, you seen little Leroy? Come on, man, we in prison. Am I gonna snitch? No, nigga. Get off my face. What you talking about? I'm playing dominoes. Leave me alone. Man, I kid you not. Oh man, I got so many fan stories. I'm telling you, I need to sit up here just one night and just get y'all story after story after story. Whew. We got a prison guard named Whoopi Goldberg, man. Oh man, good story. That was a good story. Everybody looking like, what the fuck? What is going? This gay dude, check it out. There's always some crazy gay stories, right? It's prison. This dude is the baker, right? Brother. He's in love with Snoop. Snoop is this big fat brother, right? Who do braids. Now I'm cool with Snoop. Hey, you cool with, like I said, I'm cool with everybody. So I walk past you. Hey, what's up? I'm cool with everybody. And so the baker usually works 12 o'clock at night to like 7 o'clock in the morning. So what happens is the baker that took his ass to work. Snoop goes to his room. You're like, okay, because him and the baker living together. Okay, all of us out just in the common area, just chilling, playing cards. Just it's a late night, and so Miami, brother from Miami. You know, a lot of times people don't call you by your name; they call you by where you're from. ALA, NC, Chicago, Chi-Town, come here. So Miami, he just shot his ass down, and nobody really noticed. Miami shot his ass down the hall, but we don't realize he done went into Snoop's room, which is the baker room. So we looking like, what the fuck? Well, it ain't none of our business. So we still playing cards, talking junk, just messing around. And the baker got off. It was so funny. The baker got off work early, like 1 o'clock in the morning. Now he had just went in at 12. So the baker gets off at 1 o'clock in the morning, right? And so he goes up to his room, and now in the feds, for some privacy, you kind of put the piece of paper over your window. Like you put, like if I'm using the bathroom, I want my roommate to come in. I put a piece of paper over the window. He knows, okay, I'm either taking a shower, I'm changing clothes, give Andre 10, 15 minutes. I might be praying, whatever. So whatever you might have a Muslim roommate, and he may be doing his prayers. So you just get a person their privacy, right? The baker realized it's been about 30 minutes. He goes, bam, 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 on the paper falls. Let's put it like this, because I ain't gonna be graphic, because I ain't in that world. But the funny part was Baker started beating down Snoop. Snoop runs down the stairs, getting beat down. We all looking at the beat down. We had a security guard called Whoopi Goldberg, right? That's where the Whoopi part come in. Now you ain't got no business putting no hands on no guard. Snoop runs downstairs with his big ass. Snoop, about big as me, grabs Whoopi Goldberg, throws her in front of the baker. No, stop. Whoopi looking like, you better not touch me. So Snoop put put Whoopi Goldberg down in front of the baker, runs out the door, because the baker the guard just so happened to be standing outside smoking a cigarette, and she just so happened to walk back in, which was Whoopi Goldberg. Snoop had picked her up, moved her away from the doorway, and ran out on the compound in the middle of the night. We talking about rifles everywhere. Everybody like, this fool about to get shot, running up and down. Snoop ain't care. The baker ran out, beaten this dude down for cheating on him. Didn't care about getting shot, killed, nothing. The whole man, they shipped that baker. The next morning, you ain't see the baker, poor baker. You ain't see the baker no more. No more. They shipped him out to another federal prison that morning. They're like, oh, he gotta go. He gotta go. I'm like, dang. And what happened to Miami? Miami just strolled back to his room like he did. I'm like, this motherfucker's stupid. I'm like, these niggas over here is stupid, man. Stupid. But as far as white boys, yeah. That's how we treat white boys with passports. I'm telling you. You better either be cool with us or we gonna treat you like shit. Because all that Klansman stuff, that don't work overseas. None of that. You better spread it to all the white brothers that's listening right now. You better tell that to all your little white friends at the golf course and at the tennis court and NASCAR, all them of them. You better tell them, you better stay in the United States where you're happy, because as soon as your happy white ass get a passport and you want to skip across any border, we don't care if you go to Mexico, you ain't treated like, I don't care if you're the richest white boy, I'm burning him, I don't give a fuck what your first name is. You're nothing but another white boy. You better buy one of these beers and enjoy this Presidente with the rest of us brothers, because if you can't and you think you're better than us because you in the States, you got the wrong ones. We don't give up about who you are, white boy, outside the United States. That's another reason why I love about having a passport. You ain't got to deal with none of that white boy bullshit, all that white boy. cutting you off, and acting like you do realize I'm white. That shit don't work none outside the United States. That little shit that you doing to stay white, boy, don't think that shit gonna work. As soon as you cross over Mexico, the moment you go over there, the Mexican brothers ain't gonna put up with that shit, and U.S. black men ain't gonna put up with that bullshit. None. Stop me when I'm lying. Anybody in the comment section, you already know. Once you cross the border, you be looking at white boys different. Like, that's just a regular stinking ass white boy. You just another smelly white boy. He used to be my boss. You don't care. You do not care. You don't even be tripping on that stuff like that. You really don't. So at the end of the day, guys, Danica, remember, Danica is 1,000% on our side. What she's doing is almost like being a devil's advocate to letting these women know, like, listen, you're losing these black men. You are losing these men, and these men are not coming back. I don't know what you ladies are thinking. You thinking it's a game? And I love the fact that she's like, these are the intellectual men. These are the thinkers among our black men, the property owners, the ex-military men, the men that are the speakers, the men that write the books in the black community, the engineers. These are the men that are I love what she said, the next generations of wealth in the black community is getting passports and leaving the black community. And I love how she put that, because that's absolutely correct. Those of us that about some shit, we getting our passports. Pookies and Ray Rays and that other 72% who never lived away from the neighborhood in their mama house, they can stay there. We all know somebody, a lot of somebodies that never left the same neighborhood, never left the same house. But as for us intellectual brothers, we out. We out. Bye. Bye. See you later. Bye. Bye. That's us. Bye. We ain't got no time for that bullshit. No more. No more. We're done. We are done. Let's go on back on to our sister. Let me get to one comment. He said, I'm gonna wake up my Kenyan woman right now. Right now. Apologize for stealing her away from these Kenyan men. Preach, bro. Apologize for stealing that Kenyan woman away from all those Kenyan men. Oh, that's a good one, bro. That is a good one, man. Listen, please. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, they gonna respect us in these other countries, man. I love the fact that it's the best of us, man, that are taking advantage of this. The best of us, not just those of us that are raised in the projects. Doesn't matter where we were raised, or if we were raised on a farm, doesn't matter. But right now, we're the best of black men, and the best of black men are saying, I'm out. Because if the best of the black men were the civil rights leaders and the pastors in the 60s and 70s, and they left after the civil rights movement was over, they left. Angela Davis, she left. She's in the museum down here in Cali. Oh yeah, that Angela Davis with the big afro got her ass in the museum right here in Cali, Colombia. I'm like, what the hell she doing down there? Brought her ass to South America and ain't look back. Damn the United States. You got so many Panthers up in Cuba, Black Panthers. You got so many Black Panthers all over the Caribbean. After them people got done marching and realized they was wasting their damn time and blowing their life, you know what they did when they got older? Got a passport and got the hell up out the United States. That's exactly what they did. Guess what we're doing? We ain't doing no more marching, no more fundraisers, no more, other than for the kids that we have, other than the kids in our communities. We ain't about to waste our time. Damn that. I ain't about to sit up here. Police brutality. I'm watching on the news while I'm sitting up here drinking a Presidente. Wow, they're really whooping asses in the United States now. I thought they were just, wow, those bulletproof backpacks really work. That's a dang shame. Y'all living in a country where you got to have bulletproof backpacks for kindergartners. Name one country you got to have that. You can't even say Rwanda back in the day. They needed bulletproof backpacks for kindergartens. Only in the United States. Ain't another country in the world, Mr. and Mrs. Powerful, No other country in the world where they're trying to sell you $100 a piece. Now, if your kids got to go to school, they can feel a lot safer with a bulletproof backpack. Did you ever think what type of country you in? But those of us who are intellectual, oh yeah, we ain't got no problem with realizing that this is some old bun here, and we getting the heck up out of here. All right, Coach Dre, they're getting desperate. Stop brothers from leaving. Charles Tyler said, yeah, Charles did say this. Start marching, start packing. I said start fighting, start packing. I said that's kind of funny that Charles would say that. I literally say that's my motto. Stop fighting. And when I would say stop fighting, like fighting women back and forth, start packing. Ignore women. You know, women, the worst thing in the world that women hate to be is ignored. That's the worst. Women will yell at the top of their lungs. They'll jump in front of the door. How many times we have had a woman jump in front of the door on us? I'm going to put a 1 in the comment section for how many times. I know I ain't the only mother. Y'all quit pretending on me. Put a 1 in the comment section if you ever had a woman jump in front of the damn door when you trying to leave out to keep arguing or get in a fight. She done jumped her happy ass in front of the door. She knows she only 5'3", 5'4". And she jumped in front of the door like she all of 6'9", 6'10". Don't leave me. Don't go. You are going to listen to me. You're going to hear what I have to say. Tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. I won't get mad. Put a 1 in the comment section if you heard that bullshit. Tell me the truth. I won't get mad. What? Man, listen. What's the motto that all men tell each other? Nigga, take it to the grave. Take it to the grave. Listen, the one thing that I love about men, doesn't matter if you're black or white, we all got dirt on each other. We hate when somebody snitched the dirt. Man, so you gonna tell my girlfriend what I was doing the other night, huh? We all got dirt on each other. Man, we take it to the grave. Women gonna tell all of it. Man, we talk about everything else, but we put everything else in code. We taking our dirt to the grave. Why? Because we all got dirt on each other. I got dirt on you. You got dirt on me. At the end of the day, all that, just tell me the truth and I won't get mad. If you believe that shit, man, please. I got some oceanfront property in Kansas to sell your dumb ass. No, we take it to the grave. And we tired of women, like I said, jumping in front of doors. I see all the ones. So I ain't the only one that had a woman jump in front of that door on you. And you looking like, what are you doing? You're not going anywhere. Man, you do know we got a back door, right? There are windows in this. We on the first floor. We got windows. You do know you got to go to sleep. Soon you take your ass to sleep, I'm gone. So you can let me out now or in a couple of hours while you snoring. Please, you jump in front of that door and I can't get out, I'll sex you to sleep. And then once I get done putting your sexy ass to sleep, I'm packing everything. I'm out the door. I used to say this. This is my motto to females. I kid you not. I mean it. You gonna fuck around and have some extra hangers. That was my motto. Keep on acting up. You gonna come to this house and it gonna be nothing swinging but extra hangers. That's all you gonna see in that closet. Keep on thinking I'm playing. All you gonna see, just extra clothes hangers swinging in the wind in that empty ass closet. Cause all my shit and me'll be gone. I ain't about to put it with, and I'm on the lease. I ain't about to put it with this shit. I have more peace paying off this mother lease and leaving you alone than staying up in this mother. That was my motto, boy. I tell a female that in a minute. See, you want to end up with some extra hangers, huh? That's what you gonna end up with, some extra motherfucking. You don't leave me alone, you gonna get some extra motherfucking hangers, girl. Miss Super Chat Dre. Good looking out, Marcus. Good looking out. Let me get this next super chat. Shout out to Coach Dre, aka Dating Coach Killer. Man, them motherfuckers. Anybody would you let somebody work on your car as a mechanic just because he said he was a mechanic? No. He'd have to show some proof or have some validation that he's a mechanic. Would you let somebody work on your teeth that they just say, hey, I'm a dentist? Would you let somebody work on your teeth? Just because they said it, no proof or nothing. I don't get why in the world all these men from across the United States are paying these dating coaches, and ain't nan coach showed any receipt. And if they have showed a receipt, dating coaches, I'm talking to you brothers, you do realize the few of y'all that have show receipts, anybody can look up on some pretty puss every once in a while. Am I lying? Fellas, even those of us that used to getting pretty, you look up, you know how many times I've looked up on some pretty, I'm sitting up here minding my business, you be sitting in the bar, right? Just minding your business, talking to your boy, and all of a sudden, pretty will walk up on you. And you would be swearing that night you had no plans on, but you like, well, the pretty right here, so let me go ahead and take it. Dating coaches, if it could happen to everyday people, it can happen to you too. So them little receipts that y'all try to show, look at my pretty boy, look at the one that I got. Dude, come on, anybody can look up on one every once in a while. Every dude that looked up on the dime that was drunk, come on now. Get dating coach. Anybody can give a dime some weed and make her horny. Come on, dating coach. Give her some X and she getting horny. Come on, dating coaches. Y'all got to come with some better receipts than that. The best receipt that you can give us is the results of that we're looking for. Dating coach, what are your audience looking for? They're looking to find a good, submissive, feminine, fit, friendly, that gives sex, sandwich, and silence. That's what they're looking for. As a wife or a long-term girlfriend, you dating coaches, most of y'all dudes ain't got no wife. You've been coaching for 15 years. You ain't won nan Super Bowl. You ain't been to the playoffs. You ain't been to the wild card game. Your draft picks been shot and shabby. You keep getting first round draft picks like you the Jacksonville Jaguars or New York Jets. And you still want us to buy your tickets. You are the dating coaches. You are the damn Jacksonville Jaguars. Do you not realize who you are? You exist. We know you out here, but you ain't about to win no Super Bowl. You ain't about to get no league titles. Ain't nobody on your team about to go to the Hall of Fame no time too soon. Yo, like I said, you've been first round, second round draft pick for 13 years, and you still ain't show no receipts. Dating coaches, the greatest receipt that you can show us black men: sexy, fit, feminine, silent, submissive, give you sandwiches, sex and silence. And she friendly. She's either your long-term girlfriend, y'all been together for a while, y'all ain't got to get married, everybody ain't getting married, or she's your wife. Show us. Ain't none one of you motherfuckers married. None of y'all. Y'all out here like we are. How do you go? Y'all need, I'm telling you, need the ass whoop, not the dating coaches, the fools that's paying these damn dating coaches. Y'all need your ass whoop. You sitting up there. I know that we got 116 people in here. I know one of y'all done bought a dating coach's course. At least one of y'all. I know y'all done gave a super chat to a dating coach. You need your ass whooped. You need your ass with supporting that. And I like some of them dating coaches. I like what they got to say, because I'm like, well, that's how I treat females too. So you can't get mad at what they say because I already use some of it, because that's how I am in certain areas as a man. You got to be on, you like Alpha Male Strategy says, you got to be on your square. That's true. You got to be responsible for yourself as a man. That's true. You got to be masculine. That's true. He says, take care of your health. That's true. So when it comes to dating, I ain't hating on what they got to say, but I'm looking at your receipts, players. Y'all motherfuckers, receipts are shabby. Shabby. There is no way in hell I let y'all work on my car if I was a mechanic, or if y'all was a mechanic, or y'all could never be my dentist. Hell no. And for you dudes that sit up there still supporting and still watching them dating coaches, I still watch Alpha Male. Man, damn Alpha Male. He a good dude. I like him. Good dude. But nah, the results shabby. Listen, I like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do. I like to see them come to town with the little gold and black uniforms, the cool uniform. They got a nice, decent defensive line every once in a while. But even Jalen Ramsey knew to get the hell up out of there. I like the Jets. Jets every once in a while got some good receivers. Every once in a while they get a decent quarterback. But that don't mean I'm going to still sit up there and be cheering Jets, Jets. Hell no. And y'all still getting realized, them dating coaches, they getting paid every view y'all give them. Every time y'all watch, they get your ching. So even if you don't donate, on YouTube, if you allow the video go over a minute to 2 minutes, cha-ching, you ain't got to watch the rest of the video because you gave him 2 minutes of your time. And that's all the algorithm needed to pay that person. That's all. That's why a lot of times I see a video pop up and I'll be like, oh, let me see what this is. Oh, that ain't me. I'm out in 30 seconds. You ain't about to get paid off me and you put some junk out there. No, I know how the algorithm works. 1 to 2 minutes, that person gets paid as if you watch the whole thing for 30 minutes. Go figure. So at the end of the day, man, don't be supporting them coaches, them clowns. Do not be going on it. This is another thing that y'all pissing me off on this one. Do not be going on these panels when these women sitting up here bitching, crying, moaning, and don't do that, man. Let them be who they're gonna be. I found Miss Danica. Yeah, Danica Marie. That's my girl who just watching. She's on point, but sometimes she takes too long to land the plane. She does. She's like me. She long strokes. She's long-winded. So I got you on that one. And Danica always try to be politically correct as far as like how she's gonna say something. So it does take her a minute to land that plane. You're correct. You're absolutely correct. But at the end of the day, guys, going on these panels and arguing with these clowns, man, fuck them. Did the Vikings explain to the female Vikings, we going to the other side of Europe and we're going to try to conquer England? Did they ask for permission? What about the Zulu tribe? Did the Zulu tribe sit back and say, hey, ladies, we about to go conquer some shit? Can we have permission to conquer some shit? Oh, the Zulu didn't do that? Okay. What about George Washington and all Paul Revere and all Benjamin Franklin, all them that came together and just revolted? Did they ask their wives, can we form a new country? Oh, they didn't? Oh. What about in Haiti? This guy gotta be the Haitian men ask their women first before they can move forward, right? It's freedom, right? They didn't? Then why are we sitting up here wasting our time trying to convince women, females? Shout out to the females. Why are we getting our passports? And why are we, who are the intellects, who are the economic future of the Black community, why are we getting our passports? You better ask Pookie, who got you pregnant. You better ask Ray, who been knock you upside your head and take your money out your purse. You don't check me. I'm a grown-ass man. You a grown-ass man. I ain't gonna check you about your money or your passport, ever. The most you will ever hear me say, hey, when you go to Medellin, be safe. Go over here, don't go over here. Don't trust her, but trust her. I talk like that, be safe. I ain't gonna never tell no man don't pay for play. I ain't gonna never tell no man find a good woman. Do what you gonna do. But do not sit back going on these live streams trying to explain to men, explain to women. This is why we're going overseas. You need to understand. And then these dudes be just rambling off and then be insulting the dudes. Oh, man, that's because you couldn't get no woman in the States. Nigga, I ain't about to sit up here and I don't know you. I could see if this was like my cousin talking to me that I grew up with. Y'all got dudes that y'all ain't never met in life talk to y'all like reckless, like dogs. Like y'all owe them $5,000-$6,000. Talking crazy to y'all. And y'all sit up there on those live streams and take it. Man, I wish I would get on a live stream and take some bull from a man that I ain't never met in my life. Man, them dudes. Them dating coaches, them dudes that don't understand us, the dude that wrote that letter to Danica, fuck them. We don't owe nobody nothing. Y'all got to get that through your mind. We don't owe them views. We don't owe them conversations. We don't owe them likes. We don't owe them subscribe. And then here's the kicker. This is how they doing it now. Instead of going over to a man's channel that have these confrontational men, they'll have a sexy woman channel. And then the conversation will come up. And then we'll run our happy ass over there to the woman's channel and still get cussed out, belittled, talked about, talked down to. You be looking like, do I know this? Did I? Dudes be talking to y'all so reckless, like y'all smashed their mama when they were a kid. Like, did I his mama when I don't remember everybody I had sex with. Maybe I did smash his mama when I was a kid and he heard her through the walls. Heard his mama having a good time through the walls. I don't know. Because the way that they talk to y'all dudes so reckless, man, get the fuck. I be just sitting back watching, like, look at this. Why the hell are these niggas on this panel? Let me turn this old bullshit off. I'm missing my football game. Let me go in here with my wife. Yeah, man, we got to stop doing that, fellas. We got to stop doing that. You cannot convince. It is not your job to convince the United States, black people in the United States to either go for their passports. It is not your job to convince black people in the United States why you got yours. It is not your job. Name one area in your life that you got to convince somebody. Did you have to talk to somebody and get there okay when you got your job? Oh, no. What about when you had your kids as a grown man? Did you have to convince somebody that these are my kids? Did you have to do all that? You had to do all that? Other than the government, probably. You had to go on YouTube and explain to nobody, huh? Well, if no area of your life as a black man you have ever had to explain to anybody why you do what you do, why the you all of a sudden now got a passport and you trying to burn hours on YouTube explaining to these no good ass black people that don't give up about you why you do what you do? Can you answer that one? We got to stop that, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We don't owe nobody not a grunion. We don't owe them a grunion. None of that. Sit up here going on these panels for these lame ass YouTubers. The fuck? Maybe y'all man up. But you know where that comes from? You know where that comes from? We learned that behavior from being raised, many of us, by our single moms. So we're so used to subconsciously have to explain to a woman from our youth. And then we had a girlfriend in our teen years, explain to her. And then we had a girlfriend in our 20s, explain to her. So now we got passports and we're grown, and subconsciously we just think we got to explain to a woman. Explain, because that's all we ever did in our whole life. Explain our manhood to women. Our whole life, you had to explain your manhood and maleness to women. So now you subconsciously doing that shit. Not me. Not me. I'm a grown man. I don't owe a woman a motherfucker. My mom is already passed on. My grandma is passed on. I ain't got no shorties. The only woman that I need to explain something to is in that other room right there. The rest of them, fuck them. Fuck them. I don't owe no woman nothing. I love you ladies. I support you, encourage you, and all that you do in the United States. I pray for you. I really do. But as far as owing you some explanation for what the I'm doing, get the fuck out of here. I'll explain shit to you. And plus, you ain't over here. This the part that get me. Half the people we trying to explain shit to don't even come over here. Ain't got a passport, number one. Leave my I'm just saying, man, y'all staying like, yeah, I'm just saying, man, just stay in the first 5 rounds of the draft, NFL draft for the last 30 years. I'm just saying. Y'all gonna be around, y'all gonna end up with the first pick, second pick, third pick. Y'all always in the top 5 picks. Like, damn, Jess, y'all just can't pick nobody. Y'all in the first for the come on, 30 years. Y'all for 30 years. 30 years. When the last time y'all been to a playoff? I'll wait. You see what I'm saying? And I love the Jets. Colors. It's my old high school colors. But dang, man. Y'all worse than us Raiders. Hey, I can't talk. I'm a Raiders fan, so. Thank you, boo. I can't talk, so. More coconut?
Yeah.
I love you.
I know you should.
Oh, yeah. We got more coconut lemonade, guys. Oh, yeah. When you got, oh, man, that's good. When you guys come to Colombia, you got to order some coconut lemonade. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. It will change your life. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody on the super chats. Yeah. I was raised in Detroit, so that's how I became a Raiders fan, because the Lions let me down during my Billy Sims year. I'm busting your head. Long before there was Barry Sanders, there was Billy Sims. And boy, if he wouldn't have hurt his leg, God, goodness gracious, the records that he would have broke. Man, Billy Sims was a beast. Here we go. Another super chat. Why do other brothers even mention women here? Yeah, true. Talk about the travel, the different countries. Don't even mention American women anymore. I'm glad you said that, Will, because I haven't forgot the super chats that are coming through. I have made the decision within myself to continue to talk about some of the things that we need as travelers. For example, I want to talk about medical insurance and life insurance for travelers. There's some really great, I actually pulled up medical insurance and life insurance for travelers for 2022, the best. Most of them start like $25 per trip. You're like, man, I know it was that cheap to protect myself on a trip. Many of them are like just $100, $150 for a whole year for a family. You're like, what? Medical insurance for yourself, for your family on a trip for a whole year, or for you back and forth on your trips. These are the things I want to talk about with you guys. I want to start talking about real estate once again. So I want to start. Actually, I'm going to start a total of one brother. I'm going to start bringing on Colombian realtors that speak English in different parts of Colombia. So I want to have somebody from Cartagena that's a real estate broker, have somebody from Medellin, have somebody from Cali, Bogota, the coffee region, as well as Barranquilla and Santa Marta and Bucaramanga. I always pronounce that Bucaramanga. I pronounce it wrong all the time, but it's another big city here in Colombia. That's Money City too. So I want to get off into that. The other thing I want to do is start talking about some of the Airbnb deals and some of the best parts of cities to actually go to when you're relocating to South America in general. Also talk a lot more about buying real estate in Brazil. And with Colombia on October 22nd, once again, we're going to be talking about the new visa, that Colombia is approving and is going to start on October 22nd. I'm going to get the information on how to apply for the digital nomad visa, in which if you have online business or online job, you can, and you make you can prove that you're making $684 a month. You can have a visa for up to 2 years here in Colombia and then get it renewed for another 2 years and so forth and so forth. So I'm excited about getting off into that. So when Will says that, you know what, let's veer away from this particular, I wanted to take about, like, if you think about it, I've only been talking about it about a month, the passport bros and all that stuff. But I've already told myself that there are bigger fish to fry, greater things to talk about, start bringing on more women to interview that are living here in Colombia. These are the things that I want to go back to the foundation of why we have Love Crossing Borders, for you to find love across borders or fall in love with the borders that you cross. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. We're going to be doing over the next few weeks when it comes to travel. We're also going to be talking about men's health in regards to Colombia, because a lot of guys come down here for medical tourism. I've seen so many Black families come down here to get their teeth done, checked out, cancer work, blah, blah, blah. So many people come down here to Colombia as well as Brazil to get their bodies taken care of, their health taken care of, because of, United States is number 6 in male practice in the world. Number 6, like, come on, man. United States is, think about it, you got 191 countries. If you're number 6 for leaving stuff in people's bodies, that's crazy. So I understand why people come down here, and it's more cost efficient. So definitely, like I said, next week we're going to start talking about, next Friday, we're going to start talking about medical and health insurance in regards to how to take advantage of it, which are the best ones, because a lot of us do travel without, come on, let's be real. We don't take advantage of having medical insurance just in case something happens. But if it starts at 25 or 30 bucks, you can't beat that. You're going to be in Cartagena for 5 days, and you got medical insurance that covers you no matter what happens to you or happens to your flight, and it covers you for 25 bucks. You'll be a fool not to take advantage of it. So I'm getting all that set up and put together for you guys for the future, because I believe in what we're doing is bigger than just talking about bitches. Because most of us didn't even start traveling because of women. That was not it. Women was just like, hey, they got nice women here too. Okay, dudes really be shout out to Mark and shout out to all you guys that's donate to the super chat. Dudes really be trying to prove themselves to random dudes. Yeah, thank you. Online. Oh man. Online, probably living in their mama's basement. Preach, pastor. Preach. It's almost like they want people to be jealous. Yeah, that's true. And that's what that is. Stop getting on these goofy ass panels. For real. And we sitting back and we looking at y'all. This is funny. Is it just me? You'll have the answer to the statement, that the goofy ass statement that the dude who doesn't like passport dudes made. He made a statement. I'll be sitting back and I'm like, I would have said this, that, this, and that. Is it just me that does that? And then the person who was supposed to be the passport bro would say the exact opposite. And you be like, he handed you the football. You fumbled at the 1 yard line. I see that all the time. I'll see somebody say something that's contradictory. I'm like, well, okay, I know the brother ain't gonna let this ride. Whether it be a female or a male, they'll say something stupid, and I'll sit back and I look at the passport brother like, okay, I know he's about to bust his ass. Okay, here we go. And what happened? The passport bro will let that just slide through, and I'm looking like, so you ain't gonna address what he just said? So you just gonna let that slide, huh? So I'll be wanting to jump through the YouTube. I'm like, so you just gonna let that shit? Like, I would have told his ass blah 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 blickety blickety blah. Mother, that's what I said. That's what I would have said. It's like I would have said statistics show da 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 da, facts show blah da da da. If they did a survey on this and it was blah da 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 da, and I'm looking at like, some of you passport brothers don't need to be on the panels because you don't know how to fucking talk or think rapido. You don't know how to debate. Some of you dudes get on these panels, you so caught up in your emotions and feelings. You are ultra. Man, come on, it ain't just me. I'm not y'all always trying to make me look like I'm the bad guy and I only see this stuff. I'll be looking at these dudes on some of these panels and they be so ultra freaking emotional. Cause my doctor, I wish you nigga would. You be like, dude, calm the fuck down, passport bro. It is not personal. That man does not know you. Slow your roll. Take a deep breath. Go smoke a cigarette or some weed or whatever you gotta smoke. But calm the hell down. God damn, some of y'all be so emotional on these live streams, and I won't be lying. I be laughing. That's my emotion. I be laughing at y'all asses. I be like, look at this stupid motherfucker on this panel. Sometimes I'll just watch the panels just to sit back and get my laugh on. I'm like, look at this dude. Like tonight. Once we end this stream in about 20 minutes. You know me, I'm gonna end it early, 2:30. At 2 hours 30 minutes. I'm gonna go check out what you guys were talking about with Austin's live stream from last night. So I'm gonna check out the end of it because I didn't hang around that long. I hung around for maybe like an hour or two. Then I had some things I had to take care of. But I'm gonna check out the end of Austin's and watch. Y'all said it was some tomfoolery, hilarity going on. In other words, I'm gonna sit back and I'm be just like, oh damn, look at them, damn, get it, brothers, go for it, brothers. Yeah, I don't do that. Nah, man, I ain't got no time for that, man. I would rather, you know what, in all sincerity, man, guys, ladies, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I would rather spend my hours looking for the best insurance policies for us who travel than to spend those 2 hours on a panel trying to convince people. I would rather spend an hour to 3 hours trying to find the best, because a brother was telling me, say, Andre, I watched your video on open up a bank account. I went to this one, I couldn't get any help. I went to that one, I couldn't get any help. So now I told myself, I said, well, I'm going to do some more research, because he didn't go to the one I suggested. He went to a different one. So what I'm going to do is do some more research on other banks in South America that's a lot easier, whether it be in Brazil or whatever country, for U.S. citizens. Oh, wow. Oh, that was just a bottle of water. I still got to drink. Almost lost my precious cologne, but I'm good. But my point is that at the end of the day, I want to do that as far as the banking information. But I would rather spend hours doing that than sitting back on a panel for an hour or two arguing with people that I don't know anything about. And that's how I am, in all sincerity. When I get off of this, man, I'm usually up to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, researching, responding to you guys' emails for consultations, responding to your emails just for some basic information, the WhatsApp group, all that stuff. I spend my time really focusing on getting the best information for you guys and being there for you guys off camera, even more than on camera. It's one thing to be a YouTuber on camera. It's another thing to be a brother off camera. And that's what I try to be for you guys, man. Man, fuck being on the panels or all that bullshit, wasting my hours. I already told, it's kind of funny, Will would say that. I already told myself next month, I ain't watching no panels. Fuck that shit. For a whole month, I just want my spirit to be clean. Because some of that shit, you keep watching that negative energy, like, enough of that shit. I moved from the United States to deal with the energy of the United States through YouTube. No, enough of that shit. Okay, here we go. RD says, I make about $200K a year as a software engineer. There's a company called, we might need to know this one, guys. What's that? Reventure? I hope I pronounced that, or Reventure. Well, they will pay to teach you how. Guys, I think we should write this one down. Reventure. They will pay you to teach you how to become and this is, I did know this is an ongoing field in online. This I did know. Shout out to this brother. Thank you for sharing this information. Software engineering working from home if you get approved. Just have to study and take the test. Dudes, come on now. That's one of the best things about being around these such intellectual men such as yourselves, because you share so much wealth, so much knowledge with each other, man. So definitely, he just gave the name of the company. Do your research on this company to find out how you can come through the door, get your software engineering. I know some of you are thinking like, engineering, I don't know if I can do it. Nothing beats a failure but a try. That used to be my motto with all my college students that would be scared to start school. I say nothing beats a failure but a try. What's the worst thing that can happen for you guys that want to become software engineers? You end up back at square one, which is looking for a job. That's the worst thing that can happen. You're looking for a job in a country where unemployment is at a 50-year low. So that's the worst that you could do. Or what's the best that can happen? You can actually get the certification, actually become an engineer, actually start working online, And you could not only just use your passport for travel, you can start using your passport to prepare yourself for the future of relocating, whether it be year 2 later or maybe 10 years later if you got to still raise your kids. So guys, he gave us the name. Now come on now, do your homework. You listen, you Google some Pornhub if you need to Google it, don't you? You're like, now what's this Pornhub he speaks of? You know what I'm talking about. You'll Google that. So make sure you go ahead and Google what he and do your homework and due diligence in regards to getting this information that the brother just shared. Shout out to this brother. Thank you for the super chat. Oh yeah. Shout out to Low Speed in the building. Make sure you guys subscribe to Learn Crypto TV. He just dropped a video the other day that I just watched, the Cali, Colombia trip that he had. Really good video. So if you guys are trying to learn crypto or any type of blockchain, I'm telling you, if you don't know a damn, I'm telling you how good Los is. Not only take advantage of his consultations, because I sent other guys to him that needed consultation. If you don't know a damn thing about investing in Ethereum, Bitcoin, you don't know what's coming up down the line. You've already got some crypto investments, but you just don't know who else is coming. You don't know anything about Polkadot or none of that shit, right? Reach out to Los. Reach out to Learn Crypto TV. I'm telling you, for you dudes that really want to, you know what, I want to start investing a little bit of money in crypto, not too much. You know, I'm gonna start with like 6,600 and move it on up to like maybe I'll start with 100 or whatever it may be. Or I'll start with 2,000, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, the one thing that you want to do is just reach out to him to learn. I promise you guys, I've learned so much from this brother, and I've actually made money. Oh yeah, that's the key part. Not just learning stuff, but making the money. Or actually, he actually showed me how to make my money make money. That's what it was with the crypto. All right. All right. Is it live? Is the live stream over? I'm going to watch it. I think they said it's from yesterday. I think they said the live stream's from yesterday. Shout out to it's Jake Clyde in the building. All right. Javier, always representing. Or like Seattle, throw the ball. I'm still sensitive about that one, brother. Marshawn Lynch has been, at that time period, have been the key to them even making it to the Super Bowl, the key to them even making it down to the 1 yard line. Why would Pete Carroll want to be all spent? Sometimes coaches in the NFL and owners overthink shit. The rest of us know, the world knows. Give it to beast mode. He's hot. He just got it down to the 1 yard line for you. That means it is first and goal. That means that at least give it to him 2 times. Maybe the 3rd time go for a pass. But god dang it, don't first and goal. And you try to throw it, it pops up in the air, and you make this young kid a hero. And I was happy for the young kid, don't get me wrong. But god dang, man, I'm still pissed about that one. I'm not even a Seattle Seahawks fan. Goodness gracious, that was just stupid. Man. And that team dismantled so fast after that. They were like, listen, that's enough of that. They dismantled. Hi, Andre. Hey, Della. Hey, Andre. What YouTube channel are you talking about from yesterday? Austin Holloman. Austin Holloman's YouTube channel. Some guys were mentioning earlier before many of you came on that, like the last hour, I hope I'm correct. Like the last hour was kind of like wild. I didn't see it. They just mentioned it to me. So I said, I'm going to go back to, it's Austin Holloman's. And shout out to Austin, man. Make sure that's a 23-year-old brother that's been blowing up on YouTube. Support the brother. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Like I said, us older passport grown ass men, we grown ass men. We got to let the young dudes, go through their journey too. So let's support the young guys as well as the young guys have supported us, because it's just what it is. They're young and they're doing their thing. Okay, let's see how Ravens do the Oh, yeah, you know what? Who do I have anybody in my fantasy team? Man, I ain't gonna lie. I had Lamar like the last couple years on my fantasy team. My quarterback this year for fantasy is oh man, the quarterback for the Bills, Allen. Now I'm having a brain cramp of his first. Now I feel stupid now because I know everybody in the league, all the way down to third stringers. Man, now you got me looking at my fantasy quarterback, man. Goodness gracious. And I would have feel stupid. Oh, yeah, I am. Okay, let me tell you. Oh, Josh Allen. Okay, here's my team, my fantasy team this year. I got Josh Allen as quarterback. I've got Chase. Lamar. I got Chase from Cincinnati as my receiver. I got Moore from Carolina as my other receiver. I've got Aaron Jones is the Kansas City running back. I've got Josh Jacobs as my quarterback. My other running back. I've got Darren Waller from Vegas. So I got two back-to-back Vegases. Darren Waller is my tight end. I've got Clive Edwards-Helaire as my flex. But I also have on my bench, I'll have Miles Sanders. And, Clive Edwards is the running back for Kansas City. I have the Philadelphia Eagles running back, Miles Sanders, on my bench. Adam Thielen, the receiver from Minnesota. I've got Rashandre Stevenson. I like that kid last year. He's the running back for New England. I don't know why I even picked Michael Thomas. He already got hurt in practice. Michael Thomas to see who's going to come back and do something. I got Mike Gesicki, who was killing it. He ended up like tight end number 5 last year. What did they do this year? They decided to turn him into a blocking running tight end. So now I'm stuck thinking I had a receiving tight end as a backup. I got to pick somebody else because Miami decided to use him as a blocking tight end. They trained him to do nothing but block this year. Kind of like what Dallas did to what was their old tight end name? Jason Witten. Towards the end of his years, they just made him a blocking tight end for Zeke. And my last person on the bench is DeAndre Hopkins, because I know he's going to eventually come back after that 4-game suspension and kill the game. And my defense is the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens ranks in the top 4 teams for the easiest defense or easiest games for a defense in the league. So right now in the top 4 teams, you have, I forget what the other 2 are. The other 3 are. I know that one is Cleveland, and the other one is right under them is Baltimore, is number 4 as far as the first 5 games with the easiest schedule is Baltimore Ravens. So that's my team. And I have a 12-team, we're on a 12-team league. I won last. I'm pretty good at fantasy football. I'm pretty good. I've actually I've been playing for 10 years. I've came in 3rd one time. I usually come in 2nd, and I've won the championship 4 times. All right. Shit, you should have picked the 49ers. No. They didn't. You know what? I forget. You know what? Like I said, I forget who ranked in the top. Here's what I do. Here's my philosophy before I let you guys go in 5 minutes. When it comes to fantasy football, I'll always pick the top 5 easiest schedule, top 5 games, the first 5 games. What defense has the easiest schedule of the first 5 games? The reason for that, you've already built momentum. After that, you switch out your defense anyway. Even if I keep the Baltimore Ravens over here, I'll switch out a player and I'll be like, oh man, Miami playing the Jets or whoever. Hey, sorry, but usually in fantasy football, whoever's playing the Jets, that's the defense that you choose. It's just part of fantasy. Like, who's playing? Cleveland's playing the Jets. Let me get Cleveland's defense. It's either it used to be the Jets and the Lions, but the Lions are getting a little bit better. But it was always like a guarantee that your defense was gonna get hella points, hella sacks, hella interceptions if they were playing against the Jets. I hate to say it. Yeah, and the Lions. Jets, Lions, Jacksonville, because that boy, that rookie that they had last year, Trevor Lawrence, was horrible last year. So a lot of times you don't have to have the top tier defense. You just have to have a defense that week that's playing a horrible team. And I would just snatch up whatever defense was playing against Jets, Lions, or Jacksonville. And I've had defenses get points like they were quarterbacks. I've had defenses, man, you would get that defense and everybody else will let it slide by. And they're playing against the Jets. Man, this thing, that defense has got 32 points by themselves. You're like, oh, man, okay, there we go. That's the type of defense I need. And what happens? Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, he was garbage last year. I think he's going to be a decent kid, but garbage last year. But I did have James Robinson, their running back for Jacksonville. I got him like before everybody caught on to that kid. My team last year was a beast. Yeah, I had a good team last year. And I won the championship last year. Easy. Slid through real easy. But yeah, I've been playing for the longest. Let's see. Another one would play the NFC East teams. Yeah. Play NFC East teams. Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. So yeah, when it comes to Baltimore, let's see. Yeah, because y'all, man, the only thing that's really hurting Baltimore is y'all keep getting injuries to y'all running backs. They're starting to come back around, but they still kind of wobbly on your running backs. Y'all got some good running backs, but them boys getting hurt. And y'all don't have any receivers. All y'all got is, it's kind of funny to think about a team like this. Y'all got Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and the punter. That's it. And the punter is the man. Let me look up the punter for man, I keep forgetting the punter for because I've had him a couple years. And this boy, he has the record right now. He has the record right now for the longest punt from last year, the kicker. And I know I'm going to kick myself. That's why I'm not trying to look at what you guys, because I know you guys know the answer. The kicker for the Ravens. Let me look it up. I didn't have to look it up. Justin Tucker. Yep, Justin Tucker. Right on cue. Right before somebody put it in, I got it. I didn't have to look it up. I was like, wait a minute. I've had Justin Tucker 3 years. Man, that boy is a beast. Boy, Justin Tucker get quarterback points, man. This dude be kicking 50-yarders like it's nothing. Like they already know if they can at least get it to the 30, 35-yard line, 40-yard line, let Justin kick it. Justin was killed, man. Justin Tucker's, man, he the highest paid kicker right now. And Justin, man, that boy's the truth. He's the true Hall of Fame truth. Hall of Fame. When they said that he kicked, when I watched that game when he kicked the like what was it, 68, 69-yarder last year. Like, God dang. I ain't mad at you, Justin. So yeah, he could be easy. He could be the go-to kickers. Easy. That dude is a beast. And don't miss. Don't you just sit back and just watch the points rack up like, okay, well, I got Justin Tucker. I know I can. You be looking at Justin Tucker like, I know I can count on him for 20 points. You be looking at Justin Tucker like a running back points or like a receiver or a second string quarterback. Well, I know Justin Tucker gonna give me 20 points, and if I play my defense against the Jets, man, this thing, man, you sitting up there looking good halfway through the game. You like, man, it's over. I won against my opponent. Thank you, Justin. You're the best. Yeah, shout out to Justin Tucker, man. He's well worth the investment when it comes to getting a kicker. Well worth it. He does not have bad games at all. All right, guys, we are at 2 hours, 31 minutes. I'm up out of here, and I'm about to finish off my drink, my coconut lemonade. I know, right? Oh, man, listen, if I had a fantasy football sports channel, bring some of you guys on. We should do that. We should do a fantasy. We should do a football show, like halfway through the season. Any of you guys do fantasy or you do your team, we should just do a panel. We should just have some fun for about maybe a good 2-3 weeks, and just have some fun and just talk about different players. Just enjoy the weekend, man. So yeah, definitely we could do that. We could definitely do that. Definitely. So we'll do that. We could even do that like right before the season starts, because season starts in 2 weeks. Season starts in 2 weeks. So we talk about it. And the fun part about fantasy is you learn players from other teams. Before fantasy, I only knew my Raiders and maybe the AFC West, which is San Francisco, Kansas City. Did I say San Francisco? My bad. Kansas City, Oakland, San Diego, and Denver. That's us, AFC West. That's all I knew. But once I started doing fantasy 10 years ago, now I know coaches and players, first string, second string, who's injured, who's not, kickers. I didn't know a damn thing about kicking. I know the kick, who's the best, who's not. What team kicks the most? What team is the best in right, Denver. Shout out to EMB. But yeah, what team does this? Who's being traded, who's not, who got traded to who team? Like we just dropped yesterday the running back from Arizona who came to Oakland, and now we just dropped him yesterday. I forget his name, man. Oh man, but I forget his name. We just dropped him yesterday. But so we've got Amir Abdullah in Oakland. We've got Zacchaeus White, who's killing it, and we've got Josh Jacobs. So that's what we're looking at. And then you just learn so many other teams, man. I just love it. And then you just teams that are on the bench that because me personally, some of you guys that play fantasy football, after doing it so many years, you realize that there are positions that you know better than other positions. Like some of you guys, you'll see like 3 weeks into the season, so-and-so is going to be their running back. Let me pick him up. Some of you guys are running back whisperers. You can pick a running back in fantasy football like the best of them. Me, I'm the tight end whisperer. I have always been able to pick up tight ends before everybody does. My tight ends have always given me great years. I've never had a year with bad tight ends. And I'm talking about tight ends that I picked up like game 5 off the bench. And people are like, man, how did you get that? How did you know? How'd you know? I've always been a tight end whisperer. Some guys, quarterbacks. Like some guys, Tom Brady went drafted last year in the 11th round. Tom Brady went drafted in fantasy football in the 11th round because everybody was like, oh, he's old. Tom ended the season quarterback number 4. Like, y'all better leave Tom Brady alone. Let Tom keep throwing it. Let them Tampa boys catch that ball. Y'all better leave Tom. What? He got Russell Gage over there from Atlanta too? Man, listen. Man, I'm waiting to see the Giants just looking so bad. I hope Saquon does a lot better this year. I hope Saquon Barkley does a lot better this year. So yes, I got RB, running back. RB. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's what I have. Yep, that's what I have. And then I have my flex. And I usually do it like that. So my flex is usually a running back unless it's a really, really good receiver. Like when I have DeAndre I was about to say DeAndre Stevenson. I have him, but Who do I have? Oh, DeAndre Hopkins. I have him, but once he come back into the season, I'll throw him, after a couple games, I'll throw him into the flex because we already know he gonna kill it in Arizona because he ain't never had a season when he ain't kill it somewhere. So, excuse me, I think he had one down season if it was that. But yeah, I got hops, so I'm gonna have hops for my flex later on this year. And I play fantasy. Everybody that plays fantasy football knows the team that you chose is not the team you're gonna end the season with. That is, you might have in fantasy football, you may choose 10, 11 players. I mean, you may choose 15 players in a round, but you ain't gonna end with that same kicker, that same bench, that same tight ends, everything. The only ones that stay the same, like your superstars. Like when I chose I got Christian McCaffrey the first 2 years of the season. Guess who was my receiver last year? The Rams receiver. I had Josh Allen. I had the Rams receiver. Man, what's his name? Guys, remind me of the Rams receiver because I feel stupid now. And he broke all of Jerry Rice's records last year. He was MVP, and I'm still having a brain cramp of who the receiver was for the Rams last year. Cooper Kupp. Thanks. I had Coop in his rookie year, and I had Coop last year. So last year I had Josh Allen as my quarterback. Think about it. I had Cooper Kupp as my receiver. I had in my flex, I had Cordell Patterson in Atlanta. We talking about running back whisper. A dude, Cordell was getting fantasy points because he's actually a receiver, but he was doing running back chores. The only player in the NFL that was giving you fantasy points for both positions. So I had Cordell Patterson. I had as my flex. I'm trying to remember who I had for my running backs. I had James Robinson killing it. And it was another running back I had that was like in the top 5 running backs. I forget who my other receiver was because I was flipping receivers out so much, man, because I had like all of my receivers were like in the top 10 receivers. It was like last year I had like the perfect storm of players. Because James Robinson, nobody knew I just picked him off the waiver because I heard rumors that the rookie was not TNT got hurt. And so I said, well, let me pick up this kid, James Robinson. And James Robinson killed it. So I picked him up, and my tight end last year was Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was my tight end last year. Man, Alvin Kamara ain't done nothing in about 2 or 3 years, man. Alvin looking so bad. Alvin had a decent year last year, but he didn't have a like Alvin Kamara year. You know who's been killing it? Austin Eckler. Man, I was hoping I was get Austin Eckler in the flex. I'm not in the flex, but in the first round. I didn't, man. So I just went on ahead and went with the receiver, with Chase. I was like, dang. And I came back around and I got I went with Chase from Cincinnati, and I went with Kieran Drake. That's who we dropped. Yeah. That's who the Raiders dropped yesterday. And so man, I forgot my thought, man. So I went with Chase in the first round, and then I came back around in the turn of the draft, and I picked up Allen. Not Allen, but Aaron Jones, the running back for Green Bay, because he's a pass catcher, and they ain't got nobody there to catch passes. They ain't got nobody. They got Sammy Watkins. That means you times are tight when you pulling up Sammy Watkins. Let's pull up Sammy Watkins. Sammy ain't done nothing since year 1 and like year half 1 in Buffalo. And then when he was in Kansas City, remember a couple years ago, Kansas City had him, and Sammy Watkins had game 1. He was killing it. He was killing it. Yeah, that was brave. Yeah, that was I give you that. Yeah, I got Jamar Chase as first round of rookie. Yeah, yeah. That was big gambles, man. I like to gamble, but my favorite thing is finding dudes off the waiver wire. That's my favorite thing, man. When I find out that somebody got injured and I catch them on the waiver wire, catch the substitute on the waiver wire, like when Christian McCaffrey got hurt, and I picked up his the next one up. Man, I got so many fantasy points off of the next dude. Yeah, man. I love picking up the next man going up when nobody knows. That's why I watch NFL Red Zone. See, NFL Red Zone, I ain't got to watch all of my game. I watch all the games at once. That's why I like the Red Zone, man. Yes, you can. If you got your Amazon Fire Stick, yes, you can watch all your football games and basketball games here in Colombia. Yes, you can enjoy all your sports here in Colombia. Andre is a big Laker fan, so we watching basketball games. And yes. So don't feel like you come to Colombia or Brazil, just bring your Fire Stick, bruh. You will have a great time. Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, I'm looking for Saquon to bounce back too, man. I won't even lie. I'm looking for Saquon to bounce back. So I'm gonna, like I said, in a couple weeks, I'm gonna put together just as an experiment for just a bunch of us coming together on a panel and just talking about football, fantasy football, players on our teams that because you guys may know something from watching your teams that I don't know from watching ours. Like Los, he may know something about the Bucks that I didn't know because I can't watch all the headlines and the beat reporters for everybody. But he may know something about the Bucks that I don't know. So we'll just do a panel of football and what's going on and what we expect and how the season's going to start off, who are Super Bowl picks. You know, me this year, I picked Buffalo to go. I kid you not, man. Something telling me it's that time. They're going to go before Jim Kelly passes on. Lo said, I might got the sleeper for you. Travis Etienne, yeah. If Etienne keeps his legs up and he's good, I got Etienne being a good running back, man. But I already heard yesterday that they're supposed to be bringing back James Robinson from the from kind of like the injury reserve, and so they're going to slowly bring him back in because James did so good last year. He technically didn't lose the job, and so they said they're thinking about bringing James in back as numero uno. Like, okay, James, I see your work. Man, I don't know about you got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Oh, you got good receivers, but do you got the only reason I say something about that is because can you see Miami's quarterback being that type of quarterback that can really take care of a Jalen Waddle and a Tyreek Hill and really put them on a fantasy map? He's okay. He's not like I can see him with 2-star receivers. I can't see them. Miami ain't had that type of quarterback since Dan Marino. Okay, that's how long it's been since they had a quarterback that could take care of 2-star receivers. Yeah, they tried to ruin Rob. Man, I like Robinson. Man, he was great for me last year. Great for me. Every time I've won the championship is done with auto draft and playing the waiver. Yes, the waiver game. That's what I do. I'm a waiver wire dude. I'm a waiver wire king, and I'm a trade king. Man, I would trade. Hey, I got so and so for so and so. You want so and so? I'm a trade king. Waiver wire. At the end of the year, the average person will have like 10, 15 waiver wires. I'll be at 74, 75 waiver wires. Man, listen, we just drafted, not even 2 weeks ago, we drafted our teams, right? I'm all up in the waiver wire making trades right now. I'm all up in the waiver wire like, hey, so they really are going to use Mike Gesicki only as a blocking tight end? He's got to go. Let me see who's available as a backup tight end. Let me look at Hunter Henry from New England. Yeah. I'm always, dude, listen. I live on the waiver wires. Every year I do at least 70 transactions back and forth on the waiver wire. Waiver wire be so mad at me. Be like, Andre, you cannot make a transaction till Wednesday. I don't know why you on here. But please, waiver wire, please. Yeah, I stay on the waiver wire. Let's see. That's just it. They're gonna double cover Tyreek. Yeah, that's true. But remember, okay, it might turn out good for Waddle because it might be one of those situations where, remember, Juju had his best year the last year of Antonio Brown when everybody was double covering Antonio Brown. And so since they were double covering Antonio Brown, Juju at Pittsburgh got a chance to do his thing. What happened when Antonio left? Juju ain't been Juju. Juju in Kansas City now, fighting to be number one. So you might be right. It might be Waddle. It might be Waddle's year. He's good enough receiver for it to end up in the top 10 receivers, hands down, no doubt. Coach, we talking about football. Richie Mack. Zoom, zoom. Talk about football season. I don't think the Rams going back. You know who I think might have a good season this year too. Don't sleep on Allen Robinson out there with the Rams now. Remember, we slept on Odell, and Odell showed his ass with the Rams. So now that James Robinson is over there, you know, anybody that's lined up on the other side of Cooper Kupp, you wide open. They're going to try their best to double Cooper Kupp. Anytime you, in your second, third year, you break all of Jerry Rice 1 year records, just broke them all. And then you did what Jerry didn't even do. You got the MVP of the Super Bowl. What more can you do as a receiver? So anybody lined up on the other side of Cooper Kupp, man, listen. Let's see. Niners last year's offensive coordinator, man, is now oh, I didn't know that. Speaking of Niners. Oh, that's who my other receiver was. God dang it. My other receiver was from the Niners. Deebo Samuels was my other receiver last year. I was like a beast. A beast. Just think I had Cooper, my quarterback, Josh Allen. My first receiver, Cooper Kupp. My second receiver, because nobody picked him up. Think about it. Nobody really picked up Deebo like that. My second receiver was Deebo Samuel. He was playing running back and receiver at the same time. My flex was my running back was James Robinson. I can't remember my other running back. My tight end was Travis Kelce. My flex was Cordell Patterson out of Atlanta. Most of those I got off the waiver wire. That's who my team was last year. That's who my team was last year. Richie Mack in the building. Make sure you guys subscribe to Zoom to Thailand. My man, Richie Mack. Let me plug my phone up too. My phone telling me, okay, Dre, keep on playing. All right, let's see. When they did best San Diego, 46 to 43. Oh, yeah. Back in the day. Yeah. Cordell Patman. Cordell was giving me so many fantasy points. I was like for about a good 8 games. Cordell was the truth. And I picked I picked up Cordell off the waiver wire, and I picked up Debo off the waiver wire. Debo didn't come out the season like, hey, I'm Debo Samuels, like he did toward the middle. No. I just glanced over. I was like, who is this kid in San Francisco doing it? Because remember, San Francisco running backs kept getting hurt. And then, man, that's what I was about to say. What the hell are y'all going to do with Jimmy Garoppolo? Except keep him looking pretty. The handsome one. Come on, what y'all going to do with Jimmy? Y'all got Lance. Y'all got Trevor year 2. So what are y'all gonna do? You got Lance. What y'all gonna do with Jimmy? Y'all just gonna have Jimmy just hanging out, huh? Collecting that big check. Oh, hey, while y'all playing, you better look out for the Colts. While y'all playing, while we kiki cat, remember Colts ended the season with one of the best defenses out there. Colts had good receivers. Michael Pittman is not a slouch. They ended up the season with the best tight end. With the best running back. They got a gigantor of a tight end and Mo Alley Cox. Well, y'all didn't think I was going to know the players. I told you I'd be knowing these players. I just got so many in my head, I'll be forget sometime. And Mo Alley Cox. Man, listen. Them Colts, just look. And then they got one of the top pass catching running backs in Nyheim Hines. Come on, man. Come on. Don't sleep on them Colts like that, man. Don't sleep on them Colts. All they needed was a really good pass throwing quarterback. And that's what they got. Now, 1 year, can we sit back and say that Matt Ryan has had a sloppy year? It was always the injuries of the receivers or the running backs, or the defense was trash. But it was never Matt Ryan that had a sloppy year. So now he got something to work with. He might be like the next Matthew Stafford. Matthew ain't, think about it. Matthew, other than Megatron, he ain't had nothing to work with for real. Every time we thought we had a running game in Detroit, trash. Kenwood Drake, trash. Amir Abdullah, trash. Come on, trash. So now Matthew went right to the Rams. What happened? Super Bowl. All he needed was a good defense, good running game, and he's always had an arm for receivers, and he doing the same thing with Cooper Kupp he was doing with Megatron. Run, and I'm gonna throw it. Say Jonathan Taylor I like Jonathan. That's why I said look out for the Colts. That's another reason why I say look out for the Colts. Because Jonathan Taylor is, just a beast. But what I'm saying is, don't forget statistically, they also have a pass catching third down running back in Nyheim Hines. This dude, Nyheim Hines, Washington Commanders, McKissick, and who's the other pass catching running back? It used to be Giovanni Bernard back in the day for Cincinnati. It's like 3 or 4 like backup third down running backs that just are good like that. Kendrick Drake was like that. Just third down running backs, not the beasts, but when you needed a first down and you just need to toss that ball to somebody, that's Nyheim Hines. That is J.D. McKissick out in Washington with the Commanders. Some third down tight ends are just really, really good at what they do. And that's why they end up with like 68 passes caught for the year. 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm happy Russell went to the Broncos. Oh, yeah, I'm happy for Russ, man. Russ got some receivers. He got a defense. Broncos defense was decent last year. He's got a good coaching staff. He's already used to the weather. So he's already, you can't sit back and say, well, he's got used to all of it. And plus, Russell brings his discipline of being a quarterback to that team. They say Russell's one of the most disciplined. They say he's cerebral, like Peyton Manning in Tom Brady. They say he's a cerebral quarterback. And so I'm happy. I'm just happy. I won't even lie. I'm happy to see the dog fight that's going to happen in my division. The AFC West, Kansas City, LA Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Man, every time them games played, it's going to be a battle royale. It's going to be a battle royale all season. Every time they play a division game, you just sit back, you just watch the show. It's going to be a shootout, guaranteed. With any of those teams playing each other, just sit back and just, you know what, it's about to be a shootout. Let me watch this real quick. So, yeah, man. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm about to head on out. Somebody said one with the Low said something about the Chargers. Say my Super Bowl pick are San Diego. My Super Bowl picks are San Diego, Baltimore, and the AFC. San Diego still playing? San Diego got a team? Or are you talking about the LA Chargers now? Okay, he said the Chargers and the Ravens. Or the Ravens. And in the NFC, he says Tampa, which I can believe that with Tampa. Even though I heard yesterday some of their offensive linemen are banged up in Tampa. And you know Tom don't play when it comes to the offensive linemen. Or no. I can't be no. Not with that rookie. No, that kid is not, the quarterback is not that good. No. The only way San Francisco going to the Super Bowl is with tickets like the rest of us. They getting tickets. New Orleans, no. Come on, let's be real. New Orleans don't have a quarterback. I just know y'all not about to sit up here and talk about Jameis Winston. Jameis, the only man that ever threw 30 touchdowns in a season and threw 30 interceptions in a season. I know you ain't talking about Jameis Winston. Hey, I used to live down the street from the stadium. No, not across the street, not across the city. Literally, I stayed 2 blocks from the Bucs Stadium. I knew exactly what was going on that season. Man, listen. Man, Jameson is all right. He is a game manager. You know, just keep from losing, keep from ass bill. Okay, this is the second time I saw Eagles versus the Bills. The only thing that made me think about this is that if the Eagles will have to go through to get to the Super Bowl. The Bills, I can see that. The Eagles is a good team this year. I don't know their defense. Their running game is going to be different. They got a decent receiving core. I know they can get back. I know they can win their division. That I do know. They can beat the Giants. They can beat Dallas. They can beat Dallas. They can beat Commanders. So now we're sitting back and we're like, okay, wait a minute. Who else in the AFC do they need to go through? They got to go through the Rams. You telling me the Eagles gonna beat the Rams in the playoffs? Man, the Rams gonna ram their foot up in the Eagles' ass and tell them to fly the fuck back home. That's what they're gonna tell them. I can see it's gonna all depends on the Eagles' defense. Eagles' offense is decent. You got a great quarterback. You got a good receiving core. You got a decent band of running backs. So it's going to be you guys' defense that's going to make the difference between whether you go to the Super Bowl or not. That's what I see with the Eagles, and I haven't heard any hype about y'all defense. Be more. Let's see what they're talking about in Be More. First of all, let's say Wayne. Shout out to Wayne for the super chat. Facts, appreciate the content. The Commanders, yes, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. The Bengals. Oh, the Bengals. I was going for them in the Super Bowl. I won't even lie. Even though we got cheated as the Raiders, we got cheated. Talking about pass interference, offensive pass interference to the nth degree on camera from 9 angles. Everybody on the stadium saw that was pass interference. With your boy, with not Chase, but your other receiver. We're looking like, what the? Are you freaking? So you ain't gonna call that in front of 60,000 people? You ain't gonna call that as pass interference, offensive pass interference? Get the fuck. So I was rooting for because I'm like this. I'm an AFC man at heart, all the way through. So anytime the Super Bowl go, I don't care who's playing, as long as who's in the AFC. If my team doesn't go, I'm riding with the AFC. So I don't care who it is. I'm AFC for life, baby. Shout out to Lamar Hunt for starting the American Football League. Kansas City Chiefs original owner, Lamar Hunt. Okay, so Bengals versus anybody. I got the Bengals going to the playoffs. Hell yes. Yes. I got them getting deep in playoffs. Ugh. I don't know. That AFC is going to be a beast this year. Like I say, the AFC West. And that's what I was thinking. Not that Bengals were bad, but think about it. Let's be real. The only way the Bengals even made it to the next round of the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl was because of that one play, that one big bomb that went over, and it was offensive pass interference, and yet they still allowed him to get the catch. If it wasn't for that, Bengals wouldn't have won the game to be able to get to the AFC Championship, to get to the Super Bowl. So can they do it without a odd play taking place? That's what I'm saying. Can they do it like just we won, win the Super Bowl? Can they do it like that? And I can't see it. It's too many good teams now in the AFC. They got to go past. It used to be you just got to go past Kansas City and you're good. Now you got to go past the Chargers, Denver, Raiders. Raiders is a revenge game. So yeah, it's just too much in the AFC that's popping off. Let's see. Don't sleep on the Patriots. Stop it. What do we just do to the Patriots today? Just in a preseason game, just foot the ass. So no. There's no. Patriots are no. Daniel Jones. Oh, Daniel Jones is the Giants. No, wait. Who's the Patriots quarterback? Daniel Jones is the Giants. Matt something. Y'all got what? Jacoby Myers, the receiver who only caught one touchdown in 2.5 years? Man, please stop it, young people. Patriots is on the rebuild. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. Patriots on the rebuild. I mean, just think about it, Patriots. Come on, Patriots fans. You need to sit your ass down somewhere and let the Pittsburgh Pirates beat. Let somebody else beat. Let Boston Celtics do it for you. You got so many championships in every sport there is. If you live in Boston or New England, you need to sit your butt down. You got a championship upon championships upon championships in every major sport. You guys got championships up there in New England. Yep, they got to be. Yeah, the Eagles got to beat Tampa. Yeah, I see Buffalo. I see Buffalo. Man, listen, that defense is tight. If anything, I would say with Buffalo, no, I can't even say that. I was about to say the corners, but their corners are decent too. Buffalo is kind of like how we used to look at the Ravens when Lamar was hot. Like, why the fuck aren't y'all in the Super Bowl yet? That's where Buffalo is. You kind of like scratching your head, like, why y'all not in the Super Bowl yet? Y'all, because you know they're that good. And a couple years ago, the Ravens were that good. And you like, why not? What's going on? Why y'all not? And now the Ravens are like, are they that good of a team with all those injuries? New Orleans is the most complete team in the NFL. Stop the cap. Stop it. Just do the planet a favor and stop it. New Orleans has an excellent defense. Give you that. You got Alvin. Give you that. The rest of the team, the Chipmunks. Okay? The Chipmunks. You got Alvin, the defense, and the rest of them are Chipmunks. That's what's killing New Orleans. Nothing more, nothing less. Receivers are hurt. The best player y'all got is the new rookie that y'all brought in as far as receiving core. Y'all hurting over there. Y'all hurting over there. Well, y'all got Emmanuel Sanders over. Anytime you got Emmanuel Sanders over there, y'all hurting. So yeah, the defense go right. The defense is gonna do great. If one of the defenses that I would pick for fantasy football would be a New Orleans defense. You know why? Because other than Tampa, y'all gonna stomp all over Carolina. You're gonna stomp all over Atlanta. And so those are two games is guaranteed for a good, decent defensive game. As far as your defense giving fantasy points. But other than that, your offense, man, please, I wouldn't trust your quarterbacks. Y'all got a tight end converted from a running back who's your quarterback. And then you got Jameson. Okay. Y'all the best team. Y'all don't sit y'all butt down somewhere and rebuild like y'all supposed to. Every time somebody lose a Hall of Fame quarterback, they still think that they still good. Chase, man, did you see him? Jamar Chase just Ramsey is still good. Shout out to Jalen. But that boy got schooled by that young boy. He showed him that speed kills. He showed him that Jalen, you're starting to show your age. You're starting to show your age, Jalen. He put a hurting on that boy. There was nowhere around that. He put a hurting on that boy. I'm like, dang, that's embarrassing. Andre, if a frog had wings, he would bump his head every time he hopped. Who was that? Chancey doing it this year? Who was that? Clance? Wait a minute. Chancey? I'm trying to think about who that is on what team. Let me know who Johnny. Let me know who that person is on what team. Oh, Matt Jones. Yeah, Matt Jones. Thanks. Matt, yeah. Matt is a game manager too. He's not like, hey, he's not the rally the team quarterback. He's just a game manager. Like, okay, let's let the defense win the game and you just manage it through. That's what he is. He's just a game. He's not anybody that you can like if Josh Allen got hurt on my fantasy team, Matt Jones is not the first quarterback I'm looking at in a waiver wire. Let me look at the quarterbacks in the waiver wire in a second. He's not the first quarterback I'm looking at in the waiver wire. Like, I got to get this quarterback. I'm a Pats fan. McDonald knows everything that we're trying to do. Now we're going to beat them. We'll see. We will see, my friend. Trey White, top 5 court. Yeah. And that's what that is, man. New Orleans might end. You know what? Even though there's more games than that, there's 17 games, but I can see that. I could actually see a world where New Orleans has less games won than less games. I can see New Orleans having less games actually won than lost. I can actually see that. You cannot remember what we always say: defense wins Super Bowls. That don't mean defense wins all your season. So you can't just have you lean on your defense, New Orleans. Dre, Eagles defense played Detroit first. Oh, do they? Oh man, that's I can't I can't go automatic with that one, EBN. I'll tell you why. Detroit was pretty good in the last 4 or 5 games of the season. Like last 6 games, I think Detroit won 4 of 6. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. The last 6 games, Detroit wasn't they weren't something to celebrate, but it was a sign of we're not as much pushovers like we were in the past. Detroit is the only team to actually go 16-0 twice, not in a row, but they've done it twice. So if they come with the momentum of what they had last year, just that momentum, I don't know how they've done in the preseason. I'll have to check to see how Detroit has done in the preseason. But if they come with good momentum, it might not be a cakewalk. And it also depends on that first game. Is it in Philly or is it in Detroit? There's a difference between being outside and being in the stadium. Commanders Jacksonville in 3 of their first. Oh, wow. Damn. Ooh. Philly can start off 3-0. Ooh. Good point. They play Detroit, Commanders, and and Jacksonville. Yeah, I might want to go look on the waiver wire for that defense. You make a good argument, man. That's a really good argument. Yeah, I can see. Dang. Yeah, I can see. I won't even lie. I can see Philly being 3-0 if they play in Detroit and they play in Washington. They're playing Jacksonville within the first 4 games. I can see them 3-0 or 3-1. Yeah. Oh, Cincy. Okay, Johnny. Thanks. Oh, Cincy. I got you. I got that. Good point. I used to always hang out in Cincy too. I should have caught that. I used to go to the Cincinnati Jazz Fest every year. I used to ride my motorcycle to Cincy to the Cincinnati bike events. So I should have caught that. Okay, Drew Lock. Oh, please. Couldn't be Geno Smith. Man, listen. I'm looking at, I'm not even studying the quarterbacks. Man, listen, y'all got Rashad Penny as your running back who, when he's not hurt, he's pretty good, but he stays hurt as your running back. You got 2 backup. Anytime a franchise has built a dynasty like they did, and to fall on their face to where they have 2 backup quarterbacks battling to be the front runner quarterback, that's a joke. Nobody's even glancing over on. Nobody's even looking in Seattle anymore, man. Seattle's gonna be one of those teams where you like. Seattle's like Houston. No offense, Houston. Seattle is one of those teams that everybody like. Oh, they still in the league? That's Houston. I hate to say it, Texans, but that's how everybody look at y'all like. Oh, the Texans still in the league? That's the Texans. Hate to say it. The only thing y'all got going on in the Texans is Cook, Brandon Cook. Man, I wish I could have got him in the draft. Brandon Cook, in all, I think either 7 or 9 years, Brandon Cook has been able to go over 1,000 yards every year that he's played in the NFL. I think it was over either 1,000 yards or either 900 yards. I forget which one it is. But Brandon Cook has been the most consistent, and he has ranked wide receiver 5 every year throughout his career. Not one year he was ranked under 5 or 7. That's how consistent Brandon Cook, and to do it while he's in Houston. Because remember a couple years ago he had transferred to three teams in 1 year. Remember he was with New England, and then I think went with the Rams, and then he ended up in Houston a couple years ago. So yeah, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. All right, let's see. You got Jameson, Michael Thomas. We just gonna do a whole New Orleans thing. Y'all got Landry. That's right. Okay, I'm happy for y'all with the Landry move. I'm thinking about Sanders. Landry, y'all got Landry this year. That's right. Alvin, excellent O-line. Y'all got a decent O-line. I've always thought about that. Yeah, that's one thing I can say. Y'all keep a decent O-line. Top 3 defense, easy. Jameson is literally every advanced metrics slate list since he's been in the NFL. Tampa Bay failed him. MVP candidate. Somebody said he was supposed to be MVP candidate last year. That didn't work out, did it? The commentator says, look out for Jameson. He's going to be MVP. Yeah. I can't. You say 12. You say 12-2. I mean 12-5. I see it being more. I see you guys being more like. I won't lie. I see you guys being more like 8 and like 9, 8 and 9. All of it could come together, but if I can see you guys having a decent season if you could teach Jameson just to be a game manager. Let the defense, the O-line, let Alvin do the work. You know what Jameson needs to do? He needs to go back and look at the last 3 years of Drew Brees. When Drew Brees sat back and said, I'm not about to throw my arm out of pocket. I'm retiring in a couple of years. And he kept dumping it off the Alvin. That's what they need to do, because that's when they were a true team. The last time they were a true team was those last few years of Drew. And all Drew did was dump it off the Alvin. Alvin, you're going to run out there. Go on. There you go. 15 yards. 30. Touchdown. Good looking out, Alvin. Yeah, Drew wasn't about to throw his arm off. And then when he did decide to throw, that's when Michael Thomas was a beast. So he could trust somebody with it. But other than that, you need somebody that's going to be just like Drew Brees, a good game manager. Let the defense do the work. Let the O-line do the work. Let everybody else do the work. Let the tight ends do the work. Don't sit up there and try to be a hero. But Jameson, it ain't in his blood to sit his ass down somewhere. And that's the problem with Jameson. He don't know how to sit down somewhere. He always got to be like, well, if I could throw 30 touchdowns, that's why you threw 30 interceptions. Jameson's like Jordan, man. A lot of people don't know Jordan holds the records for, all those NBA records. But a lot of records that people don't want to talk about, Jordan holds the records for the most missed NBA shots of all time. This motherfucker missed a lot of shots. a lot. Not our Jordan. Yes, your Jordan. Chicago Bulls. Yes, Washington Wizards. That Jordan holds the records for missing the most fucking points in NBA history. Now that's a joke. I see the Saints at 11-1 before I see 11-6 before I see Detroit at 11-6. But let's see. That would be a good one. I'll be proud of Detroit. I would really be proud to see Detroit at 11 without a Barry Sanders. Ugh. But even though the kid that they got that's running the ball, he's pretty good. Detroit only won 3 games last year. So it was 3 toward the end. Thanks. Like 3 games but it was toward the end. They were pretty good. They're pretty good. They're just, for Detroit. That's what I mean. Pretty good for Detroit. Dude literally had them at the top seed. I know the season before he got hurt. I know. He could. I mean, Jameson was. I can't deny it. I was in Tampa. I saw what Jameson can do. I thought he was gonna be good in New Orleans. Hey, got hurt. He go pass for pass. Yes, he can with any quarterback. Yes, he can. In the shootout, yes, he can. I'm telling you, he's a gunslinger. He's an old school like Aaron Rodgers-esque / Brett Favre-esque a gunslinger. He really is. So I'm not one to deny what James can do if he can stay healthy. Like I said, if he can just game manage, just game manage, man. In Baltimore, what did he say? He said it took Baltimore a field goal to beat Detroit last. Wow, that's a I didn't know that. It was a good one. Detroit could have had another win. He said had more interceptions than the touchdowns. I think Detroit will be 8 or 9 wins this year. I do too, man. I'm rooting for the D, man. I wouldn't even lie. Not just because you're in the D or I'm from the D, but I'm rooting for the D because it's time. Every once in a while, you just like to see changes in the NFL, surprises and Cinderella teams. And I want Detroit to finally have their Cinderella moment. I mean, just think about it. Detroit Lions. What is it? Only 2 teams, 3 teams in the era of the Super Bowl have never been to the Super Bowl. And Detroit is the oldest team that have never been to the Super Bowl. With so many before Super Bowl era, Detroit Lions was killing them. But they haven't won anything since the 60s, early 60s, where they were going back-to-back championships and winning. Philly got Detroit, Minnie Wash Jackson. Yeah. Philly got a good opening season. I see that. Then AZ and Dallas before week 4. They could easily end up being 4-0. Or with AZ, I think the only Yeah, they got a 4-2, 5-1. I could see that with the Eagles. I could really see that. That's a good point. Going to those first 3 motivated momentum games of winning those easy games and then coming back and hitting AZ and Dallas hard. You got to put up a good argument. I gotta admit that you put up a good argument for your team. Jameson has never thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. He literally has the exact career stats as Peyton Manning. Are you saying at this stage of his career? Because I don't remember. You know what? We all remember the great years of Peyton, but I don't remember Peyton ever having really tempestuous years. But Traylon, all right, let's see what Traylon. Get Traylon Burks from Tennessee? No. I already know who you're talking about. And I think Traylon's going to be good, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see Tennessee quarterback play, because Henry's going to be back. Derrick Henry is going to be back, and are they just going to feed the ball like they did last year, or is the quarterback going to? I'm having a brain cramp with the quarterback in Tennessee. When you see the name right there, I forget the quarterback of Tennessee, who is the perfect example of a game manager. And that's why Tennessee will not be going into the playoffs or the Super Bowl, because their quarterback is 1,000% game manager. Man, listen. If Minnesota had that defense back that they had a couple years ago, man, Minnesota would be a beast. A beast. That offense is crazy. Offensive line, excellent. Come on. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Jamar. Come on, man. I think about Jamar Chase. But Jefferson. Man, kid killing it. Kid is killing it. And Adam Thielen is a touchdown monster. So, yeah. Ron, Kobe holds it. Oh, it was Kobe? Thanks for letting me know. Kobe Cole, Mr. Most field goals in NBA. Now, was it now? But I was thinking about that maybe I thought Jordan held it at one point in time. Because Kobe retired like years after. But man, let me know if Jordan held it at one point in time. Top 5 made field goals. Okay, there we go. Thanks, brethren. Shout out for the super chat. Drew lost the game versus Tampa Bay in the playoffs. Minnesota's throwing picks. In Tampa Bay, he lost 7 games by kickers. Wow. Never had an O-line or defense. Every touchdown score. Boy, you got the stats for Jameson. Scored in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady had new players. I don't know, but I do know one thing. We're gonna see how Jameson does this way. I'm don't get me wrong, I'm a Jameson truther. So I won't even sit up here and pretend. They put them on Hard Knocks this year. Who's on Hard Knocks this year? Which team was on Hard Knocks this year? I was busy looking at my Raiders. The Raiders have their own version of like Hard Knocks, and I was watching that. Yeah, Dick Night Train. Oh, Dick Night Train Lane. Barry Sanders, Herman Moore. Man, the team, the 4 guys that they had it was 4 players that were drafted with Dick Night Train Lane in the NFL a year before Jackie Robinson broke the barrier for baseball. These guys were in football. 4 dudes, not one, 4 brothers were in football a year before. I think it was 2 years before Jackie Robinson. And they're called like the Forgetting Force or the Forgotten Four, because nobody ever talks about them. And they don't talk about the brother that was in 1932. There was a brother that in a professional NFL team, which was called at that time period. It was the American. It was AACC. The All-American Football Conference back then. And it was a brother that was not only a player, but he was also a coach. Well known. I forget the brother. Fitz something. Oh man. Fitz. Oh, my football trivia is like that. I go all the way back to the 20s and 30s. I just watched the special on the history of the logos on the helmets. I do remember. I know the Los Angeles Rams is the first team to ever have a logo. The Pittsburgh Steelers logo is that, you know, the 3 stars. One represents the color of steel. The yellow is the color of steel. The red is the color of fire. And one is lead, one is fire, and the other is water. And those are the 3 elements to make up steel. And that's why you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers have that particular logo. And they said they put it on one side of the helmet that just in case the fans didn't like it, they didn't have to waste their money by taking it off of 2 sides of the helmet. But Pittsburgh Steelers was a horrible team at that time period. They put the logo on the helmet, and the Pittsburgh Steelers went to the playoffs for the first time. So they never changed it. That's why the Pittsburgh Steelers is the only team with the logo on one side of the helmet and not on the other, because the year that they did that was the first year they ever went to the playoffs, and they were like, we ain't about to mess with the mojo. And they left it where it was. But yeah. Yeah, I studied football all the way back to the 50s, 60s, the leather helmet days, man. Titans don't have enough. Oh yeah, Ryan Tannehill. Thanks. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill. Thanks, guys. Yeah, he's the epitome of a game manager. Not bad, but that's what he is. Peyton threw 28 picks, 2 less than Jameis. Favre threw. Oh yeah, we already knew Brett Favre was like the pick machine. He was gonna throw some interceptions, but he was just good at what he did. See, if Jameson, this is the difference between, here we go. I'm glad you said that. What's the difference between Peyton, Jameson, and Brett Favre? You can see Hall of Fame all over Peyton, all over Brett Favre, long before they retired. You can see Super Bowl before they went to their Super Bowl. You cannot see Hall of Fame and even a Super Bowl on Jameis Winston. You can't see it. So even though the stats look even, you just can't sit back. You can't, okay, statistically he's in the same category, but you like, you almost like, nah. Oh, Detroit is on Hard Knocks this year. Okay, let me check them out. Check out the D on. Let me check it out there. The D is on. Yeah, Night Train Lane should hold the single season interception. Yes, at 14. Absolutely correct. A lot of people don't know that. 14 interceptions in 1 year. You got most corners don't even do that in a career. In 1 year. Yeah. Fritz Pollard. Thank you. Fritz Pollard was the brother that played football in the 20s and 30s. He was the first brother to actually play pro football. And everybody else will come down the line and say, well, Pittsburgh had so and so as their first quarterback, and all cool. That's all cool. And then Night Train Lane and the Forgotten Four. That's all cool. But Fritz Pollard actually was the foundation of Black folks in NFL history. He was not only a player, but he was a coach as well. Absolutely correct. Fritz Pollard. I knew the first name was Fritz, but I forget what the last name. Thank you very much, brother. Yep. Yeah, I love NFL history. The reason why I'm AFC person, because I love the history of the AFL. I mean, just think about it. If it wasn't for the AFL, man, there would be no halftime. There would be no cheerleaders. There would be no jerseys. that have the numbers on the back, I mean the names on the back, that's all AFL, there would be no televised football. AFL was the first one to negotiate contracts with television to watch national football. It wasn't the NFL. If it wasn't for the AFL, they were not interviewing players. The AFL, I'm about to bust your head. AFL came up with the face mask. It was the one player that was playing in the AFL way back in the NFL way back in the day, and he actually screwed on face mask, a form of face mask. And there was one quarterback that actually had a piece of plastic for Kansas City. He had a piece of plastic as his face mask, but a thick piece, of course. But at the end of the day, it was the AFL, Kansas City, were one of the first teams to have had the face mask. So the AFL with Lamar Hunt, who was, and the reason Lamar Hunt was the founder of the AFL. It was a bunch of millionaires and millionaire sons that wanted to have an NFL team, and NFL said, fuck you, you can't have a team. So they were like, fuck you, NFL, we're going to form our own league. And so they formed the AFL. And the AFL was getting drafts because AFL was the one who got Joe Namath. They got Joe Namath for $200,000. That was the biggest contract in sports football history at that time period. Straight out of Alabama. Then they merged because Al Davis was actually the commissioner of the AFL. That's why the Raiders are still going through hell when it comes to plays and interceptions and false penalties and all that. Pete Rozelle at that time period, who was the commissioner of the AFL, and Al Davis was the commissioner of, Pete Rozelle was the commissioner of the NFL. Al Davis was the commissioner of the AFL. Man, listen, you talking about two dudes that did not like each other. They actually merged the NFL behind Al Davis's back. They actually sent Al Davis, the AFL, Lamar Hunt, and all the owners actually sent Al Davis on a wild goose chase business trip on the other side of the country. By the time he got back, the NFL and the AFL had merged. And he told them, don't ever do that. That was he said, we have them up against the rope. We're the ones with the television. We're the ones with the halftime show. We're the ones with the best drafts. And he came back and they were merged. Al Davis is the only person that ever in NFL history was an assistant coach. He was a coach. He was the commissioner of the league. He was the owner. And I forgot what else that he did that no other person in NFL history has ever done and can't ever do. Nobody else will ever be able to do that again for sports. So, yeah. Oh, did you guys know this about football? During World War II, here's a good bit of trivia before I let you guys go. During World War II, because all the men had been sent off, a lot of people don't realize, why is the NFL, let's go back a little bit. Why is the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio? The reason for that, because of the first 11 teams, 9 of them were in Ohio. 9 of the first 11, like 11 or 12 football teams were actually in Ohio. So Ohio is kind of like the grandmother state or the grandfather state of NFL football, or not NFL, but just football in general in the United States. That's why Canton, Ohio even had a couple of teams. But the trivia is, which I knew about, but a lot of people didn't know. Because of World War II, you didn't have enough men to play the game. So what they ended up doing, they merged teams. Pittsburgh was actually for a short time called the Card Pit. It was the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Steelers merged together. No, my bad. It was the Chicago Cardinals. Bust your head with that one. The Chicago Cardinals, before they went to St. Louis, before they went to Arizona, the Chicago Cardinals were actually merged with the Pittsburgh Steelers for half a season. The other half of the season, Pittsburgh merged with Philadelphia, which was like Philly Pit, something like that. And their logo was a black eagle. That was the logo for uh, Philly Pitt football team, and that was during World War II. Just a little bit of trivia for you guys that wonder how far back Andre goes in football. I'm like that. I can tell you the history of football stadiums. I can tell you the history of the forward pass, all that, man. I'm about this football life. Believe that. Just like some brothers are college football fans, I'm an NFL dude. Yeah, Steelers and Eagles merged. Absolutely correct. The Steagles, that's what it was. The Steagles. Thank you very much. The Steagles. Good point. That's a good man right there. Yep. When Philadelphia and the Eagles merged, with the logo was a black eagle. The Steagles. Absolutely. It's just so much good trivia, man, with football. So much good history. Okay, last one we're going to read tonight is Peyton and Favre were surrounded by Hall of Famers. They didn't have a choice. They were surrounded by, nobody knew those guys were Hall of Famers at that time period. Come on. Tampa Bay failed Jameson Winston. They failed him. Yeah, I know I'm dramatic. I'm not a fan. Just an NBA and an NFL aficionado. I call it down the middle. No biasness or allegiances. I look at it like this. Look at it like this. I'm not saying that they're a bad team. I'm just saying we haven't had a chance. Let's put it like this. I'm going to be fair. Because of injury, we haven't had a chance to see the best of Jameson. Is that fair? Because of injury, we've yet to see the best, the true Jameson in New Orleans. That's fair. That's fair. If you are you're a diehard Birds fan. Okay, cool. So you knew that. You knew that bit of trivia about Pittsburgh and Philly. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, man. A lot of people don't know that about Pittsburgh merging with Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh had merged with Chicago Cardinals at one point in time. And I'm trying to remember, what was the Lions team? They weren't originally the Lions. They were the Cubs. I think they were the Cubs because they were trying. No, wait a minute. The Tigers were around. I think they were like something. There was something. No. Lions were named after the factory. I forget the name of the factory. Just like the Packers were named after the factory that sponsored them. Did you know that the Green Bay Packers is the only team in NFL history that ever had the sponsor on their jersey? They actually had the name of the company, the Acme Packing Company. They actually had the name on their jerseys was the Acme Packers. They're the only football team in NFL history that actually have their jerseys with the company sponsorship on there. Also, what else about football that you guys didn't know? The same guy that created the logo for the new logo for Buffalo. Remember, Buffalo just used to have a red buffalo on there, and then it came with the blue one that's kind of leaning forward a little bit than what that they have now. That's the same dude that updated the Cardinals. He did the Cardinals logos too. He actually did like several logos in the NFL. He was like this draftman / comic book dude, and he did those. Who that? I think if Jameson stays healthy, he'll shock people. I think so too. I won't. Let's put it like this: if Jameson interception play was the way it was, we wouldn't be talking like this about Jameson. We wouldn't be thinking like this. We think Jameson was a better quarterback than what he is. The only thing that hit him was the interception ratio. It wasn't that he couldn't run. He could run. It wasn't like he couldn't pass. And it definitely wasn't like he couldn't pass for touchdowns because he could. The only thing that caused everybody to put that asterisk with Jameson is the interception ratio. So he's not a bad quarterback. My dark horse is My dark. Oh, so you said New Orleans is your dark horse for the Super Bowl? That's a good pick. That's not a bad pick at all. Who knew Davidson Williamson hate has a lot to do with his skin color and upbeat as no, you stupid. Nobody cared about that. Okay, the man had 5,000 yards. Think about it. No people, not too many people. Yeah, that's true. First person to do that was Dan Fouts of the San Diego Chargers back in the 80s. Dan Fouts did it. No, wait a minute. My bad. Well, yeah, no. Dan Fouts or it's either Dan Fouts did it first or Dan Marino did it first of 5,000 yards. I think it was Dan Marino that did it first in the 70s, in the late 70s, early 80s. No, Dan Marino wasn't around for the 70s. I mean, early 80s, because I think Dan came around like 83. So Dan did. I knew Dan. Yeah, Dan Marino. Okay, cool. I know Dan Fouts did it. He did do it because that's when he had Kellen Winslow, John Jefferson, Charlie Joyner. The running back was Chuck Muncie. Man, San Diego was a beast back then. The coach was Coryell. They had in the passing game was called Air Coryell because them dudes were throwing and they got that 5,000 yards. They probably were the second ones to do it. Yeah, in the 80s. Good shout out, Sean, in regards to that one. Yeah, man. Some of you guys, boy, whoo, you went around for them years when they was hitting the quarterback. Okay, let's see. That one season, bro. Let's see. Bruce Arians had every quarterback throw a career high. I didn't know that. I didn't know that with Bruce Arians. Locke, Big Ben, Brady. I did not. Thank you for that information. I did not know this. We about to head up out of here, Felicia. All right. For a list of jobs, I'm actually doing an updated list, guys. I'm going to do international online jobs that are hiring for individuals year round. These are not the ones that I have, the 300 that Felicia knows about. Those are for jobs that mainly U.S. based companies, but they'll send them to you. They'll allow you to work anywhere in the world. These companies that I'm putting together are companies that are international companies that hire U.S. citizens, and you'd be able to work anywhere in the world as long as it's Wi-Fi. So I'm putting together, this list is going to be 100. Instead of being 300, it's going to be a list of 100. So I'm putting that together over this Sunday. All right, guys. Thank you very much for the last final super chat. He said, damn UNC, you still stream Unc. Still, yeah, man, we started talking about football, man. Shout out to the hustle. We started talking about preseason and fantasy football. Man, next thing you know, we added. We got like an extra, this is crazy. We have actually talked an extra hour and a half about football. And I'm blaming Trevon because Trevon said, hey, Dre, give us 2 more hours. Give us 2 more hours. And look like we end up almost getting it. All we need is about 30 more minutes. That'll be 2 more hours. Or at least, yeah, that'll be about 2 more hours. Next will be the football match. Yeah, football season. Yes, that season. Hockey. I mean, not hockey, but soccer season. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Felicia. All right, guys, I'm out of here. My name is Andre Love Crossing Borders. We are going to set up a couple of episodes where it's just us talking about football, coming on panels. So it's going to be a panel one. Dudes, I'm going to tell y'all something now, man. I do not do that. I'm telling you now. You got to cam up. If you come on our panel and we just talking about football, ain't no hiding, ain't no behind your avatar. Soon as I see you behind the avatar, I ain't even going to question. I'm not even going to question. It's just because we just talking football, so it ain't got nothing to do with nothing that's controversial. We'll just sit back and we're talking about football. I am letting you know, if you don't cam up, you can't come up. So yeah, and like I said, maybe it's going to be, maybe we'll do that. Oh man, and maybe it depends on what I got scheduled. Maybe we'll do it next Friday. That'll be the next Drink in Hand. You know, we'll use a title for Passport Bros, something like that. Passport Bros in football, or Passport, you know, something. We'll come up with some type of thing, but be ready to talk about your team and talk about the season, what your picks are. We're going to sit up here. We're just going to have some fun talking about football for a couple hours. All right, I'm up out of here, guys. You get yourself some sleep. I'm gone.